You got two streams going. That's like at the urinal.
Yeah.
Don't cross them.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's when you wake up in the morning and I don't know, maybe you rubbed one out the night before and like there's something caught in the pipe and then, you know, you got two streams going. Suddenly there's a Y and you just like peed on both sides of the toilet. You know?
I was gonna say more like there's a hair like in the middle of the hole, you know, the little piece of hair, and then it's going that way.
Yeah, it's usually not mine, thank goodness.
Wow. Hey everybody, this is Johnny Beane, and if you're jumping over from the other stream, welcome. I'm live right now. I've got two streams going on the same channel, so this is kind of bizarre.
Two streams,
but first and foremost, make sure to subscribe and subscribe to the podcast, iTunes, Stitcher, Spotify. Tune in. This video is now an audio podcast. So,
yeah.
All right. I'll jump over to the stream, you guys. Johnny Beane TV. Bye.
Johnny's got so much work going on. It's like he's like filming in a soap opera. Amila, I love you. And then he runs over and pulls out a space laser into the other studio across the street. He's like, "We've got to go. The Empire's coming this way." And, you know, then he runs the other way into a cooking segment, and he starts, you know, with the egg beater. He says, "You got to get your egg whites nice and fluffy until they peak."
That's right.
Multiple streams going. It must be nice having that much work.
It's yeah, it's very confusing. So yeah, welcome everybody. And what else? Podcast. Very important because it's taken off. People are digging it.
Yeah.
So what's new? David Nesdahl, welcome, man.
Yay! What's going on? How are you?
How are you doing?
I'm doing okay. And yourself? How are you? And John?
Good. John? Hey, dude.
Hey, guys. Hey, everybody in the chat.
Hey, Dwight. Yeah.
Crowbar says, "I look like I left a gay Dr. Seuss party."
Hey, Dwight.
Did you?
Hey, listen, we all have our things, you know.
Frank C. Breakfast on Sunday was very good. That was a great day. The whole day was really good.
I guess I didn't get invited.
Well, no, you didn't.
Yeah.
What happened? Breakfast?
Yeah.
Breakfast?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because I'd fly cross country for some free eggs.
Oh, it was great. It was eggs, biscuits, and bacon. We had egg and bacon sandwiches on biscuits.
Nice.
And I don't mean McDonald's. I mean, I made homemade eggs and bacon and biscuits. Oh,
yeah.
God, so good.
That sounds good. Hey, did you guys hear about that new KFC has a new chicken sandwich? Yeah. It's 2 vanilla frosted donuts as the bun.
I just gained 30 pounds.
Crispy chicken breast in the middle.
Yeah.
So it's like a heart attack and diabetes all in the same meal. I want one. I want one so badly.
Just one? You just one?
At least.
I saw a guy
how do you hold it? How do you need gloves to hold it, or else you're gonna get?
I stack the donuts on my dick. I eat the chicken, and then I
donuts right off.
Yeah. And then I put them on my ears. Yep.
I saw a guy eating one, and you have to eat it in the box because it makes a whole moat of glaze.
I love eating it in the box.
Oh, yeah. All that creamy white glaze in the box.
It's all over the place.
It sounds good. That would be great. Yes, I'd like to eat your new chicken sandwich out of your box. Excuse me, sir. I have a coupon.
I'll try one.
Crowbar says cream pie. Yes, that's exactly what it is.
You bet.
Let me know when you get one, and we'll do we should do a live review.
I think I want one tonight, like after the show. I think. I've really been craving this thing.
They just came out, right? Like yesterday or today?
Yeah. The Johnny Bean sound effect. Yeah.
Oh.
Real quick. Sorry.
I don't have one. I've never heard of them.
Am I blurry?
Here's Ned.
Podcast.
Yeah, the podcast is for real.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Everyone's saying hi to Blue Rhino in the chat. Hey, everybody. Yay. There you go.
Yeah.
There he is.
Blue Rhino loves being on a podcast.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So
say hello to everyone, Johnny.
Headstock Harem is here. Sandra Pokorny is here.
Pokorny.
Steve Carmichael.
Pokorny. Me love you long time.
Janice Lala. Steve Carmichael. R2R3 Locking Nut. John Beale 5150. Okay, he's here. Blank Palette 2. Jimmy Carr. Dwight Bailey, Bozique, Krellbar, Hugh Caldwell, Headstock Harem, John Windsor, Metalhead Hippie, Rob F. Why do you order Pepto from the grocery delivery and the Pepto races to your burger donut in your house? What?
Yeah.
Oh, that's why you order that stuff? I used to have an actual problem with Pepto-Bismol. I was popping those pills like all the time.
I had the same problem. I had the same problem with Tums, like last year, and I got so filled with calcium in my arteries that it was bad. It was bad.
I have Tums all the time. I have like one of those industrial size.
Yeah, me too. I used to eat them like candy.
I do.
Bad. It's bad for you.
It's like those Nico wafers. Those chalky candy wafers you get in a roll.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's like an old school candy.
And the wax. It's like a wax
roll.
It's
like in a wax paper.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I'm more traumatized than entertained by it.
Shauna Marie
sings.
Podcast.
Oh.
Yeah.
Joseph D'Angelo.
Podcast. Podcast.
Frank Corcoran. Welcome, man. What? Mickey Zettelmeyer. 91 watching? Oh, 90.
93.
Oh.
They're climbing by the minute. Jesus.
Leave thumbs ups. I see 6 thumbs ups, but that computer doesn't refresh with those, so it's probably more.
I like Shauna writes, I finally found my way back to you. Where were you? Where'd you go? What were you like head over heels for another podcast, and then they like offended you, and then Shauna's like, I'm going back to my old boyfriends. I want to see Johnny and John and Dave.
She was probably on the other video. Which, by the way, there'll be a card. There'll be a card right where that subscribe icon is next to Dave for the previous video.
Yeah, and Krellbar, Sky Bars. I think someone else is making those now.
I can't see nothing but red.
Oh my God! Dave got hit in the face with a big box. Someone's big box.
That's pretty interesting. You say that.
Dave's got his face in someone's big box.
Wait, poke my eye out with that thumb.
Oh my God, Dave, sit on that thumb.
Oh no.
That big thumb graphic. I'd be jumping off the chair onto that thumb.
Yeah. And in case you guys miss it. There you go.
There it is. There's that duck. And fucking StreamYard duck.
Duck's out of here.
Big Fly Music. My thumb is just the same as it ever was. I think the thing is starting to fall off now, so we'll see what happens. But I can hold a pick and I can play now, which is good.
I'm sorry to hear your thing falling off.
The black thing on my thumb. And Bozique, yes, I just recently got this this beautiful Porridge Smith Custom 24. It's called a Custom 24 Custom is what it's called. Floyd Rose. It's a 10 top. Beautiful flamed maple neck. We'll talk about this guitar in a little bit.
Let's talk about it now, dude. That flame is gorgeous.
Thank you very much. Well, the story goes, look at that. That's crazy. The story goes.
Wait a minute. There's a whole fucking story behind it. No. No, go ahead. Go ahead.
We got 3 hours.
I've been wanting to get rid of my Steinberger for a while, and
why? Why would you?
Because I don't use it. It makes no sense having it here. I just don't use it.
He's not Vito Bratta.
So I've been wanting. So I put it up on Reverb, and the ironic thing is our friend Pete from Franks and Beans was here, and he brought his over. He has a black flame top one with a ebony fretboard.
I'm glad you said flame top.
Flame top, and I was playing it, and I was playing it. I was like, man, this guitar is amazing. It was just a great guitar. It felt great, sounded great. So I get a
prank phone call.
Yeah, no, not a phone call, but a message on my emails saying from someone that on Reverb saying that they were interested in my guitar. So I looked at the email, and he says, "I'm really interested in your guitar. Would you be willing for trades?" And I said, I contacted him. And I said, "Well, what do you have?" And he says, "Well, I have a Reverb store. This is it. Why don't you check out what I have?" And the very first thing that popped up on his Reverb store was this guitar. And I was like, "No, okay. How about I'll give you that guitar for this guitar and a boatload of cash?" And he said, "Well, I'm not going to give you the exact amount, but he said, I can't do a boatload. How about this amount?" I said, "No, it's a little too thin. That's not enough money. How about we meet halfway?" So he met halfway. But these are not the original pickups. These are PRS artist pickups, which are really expensive pickups. He said, "Okay, how about I give you, instead of giving you all the money you want, how about I give you this amount? And I'll give you both sets of pickups and a really nice, PRS guitar strap." Is it taking too long?
No, it's a podcast. You gotta have sound effects.
Exactly. So I said, "Okay, yeah, I'll do it for that." So he's boxed the guitar up, and he says he contacts me, says, "I can't find." I don't know why I tell stories.
Neither does the audience.
He couldn't find the original pickups. He says, "Can I make it up to you somehow?" I said, "Yeah, absolutely, make it up to me."
Did he make it up to you? Did he make it up to you?
Yeah, I'm done.
No, keep going.
No.
This is a podcast now, and so you got to have sound effects.
But I'm
like radio.
When I'm telling a story, you don't have to say that over what I'm saying. So
come on. I want to hear about it.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I'll stop.
For those that don't see this, if you are listening to the podcast, it is a gorgeous, gorgeous PRS guitar.
Oh, I thought you were talking about me.
Flamed maple top in a beautiful green burst and a maple neck like you'd kill for. So you don't know what you're missing here, but check it out on the video on YouTube. Well, go ahead, Dave. Wow, the back of the neck is flame it's like it's on fire. That's so much flame. Look at that thing. Jesus Christ.
So I said, "You want to make it up to me? Then send it overnight." So he sent
Pony Express.
He sent it overnight, and it cost him $333 to send it overnight. So it was like He may
Get Gene Simmons to bring it up.
He may as well have just paid me the original amount of money I wanted with the guitar, and it would have been the same. So
I'll tell you, man, that's good. I very rarely see maple boards on PRSs, and with the green, it's so fucking pretty.
thank you. Yeah, and these pickups sound really, really great. Plus, it's a 5-way blade, so you get the two out of phase Fender sounds like you would on the 2 and 4 position. Really sounds close.
So, what pickups are in it right now? What's it loaded with right now?
They're called PRS Artist pickups. They're the pickups that would be in the artist the artist versions of these guitars, which are like the $5,000 range. This guitar, brand new, is just under $4,000.
Nice.
Yeah.
Look at that thing with a Floyd.
And all the upgrades are on the Floyd already. I set it up the way I like it. It's really
what upgrades did you do to it?
I put the titanium, all the titanium stuff on it. Titanium string locks.
Is that FU tone stuff?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Stuff I had laying around the house, but it is Adam's stuff. So
our friends at FU Tone, if you guys aren't familiar.
Yeah. Yeah, and it if you want, I'll give you a sound bite of each. Here, let me get a clean sound so you can really hear what these pickups sound like.
Go for it. And yeah, Fruitcake Tony, today's show and tell guitar is a celebrity guitar.
All right, so here's the bridge pickup. The 2 position. The 2 humbuckers together in the middle position. Then the 4 position. And then, of course, the neck. And you know what? I had the overdrive pedal on. What an idiot.
I was wondering that. I was like, that's not clean.
Yeah, I got yelled at last week for that.
Nice.
And then just a regular crunch sound, but not Van Halen like.
Wait, a crotch sound?
Regular crunch sound. I'm not going to play the rest of it.
Yeah, just make something up.
What's that?
Play something original.
Yeah, Joe Hervey, we'll be doing rock music later.
So that's the bridge pickup, but it's wonderful. The guitar, the bar flutters, like baby.
It's got those nice bird inlays that the PRS high ends do.
Yeah, this one, their mother of pearl. Yeah,
nice.
Just a great all-around guitar.
That's a pretty toy.
Yeah, this is one of those guitars that if you only could take one guitar to a gig, this does everything for you. This is a good one.
If I can only steal something from your house when you're not looking, that's gonna be the one. That's the one.
Yeah.
And the first thing I'm going to do is smell it because I see where you keep your guitar.
Yes.
Oh.
Cameron, yes, the body is mahogany and it's a flame maple top.
Hi.
Yeah, it's really the neck it's very Music Man EVH like. It's a little bit wider from E to E, but the back is it's asymmetrical. It feels very much like a Music Man. It's very cool.
Hey, Michael Smith.
Michael Smith, dude, I almost texted you today Because these friend requests are not stopping, man. I'm close to 4,000 friends now.
Damn, I hate being popular. I'm close to 32 friends so far.
Yeah, you know what it's like though? It's like opening up your Facebook and not knowing anybody in your feed. So it's kind of weird,
Nice.
but very exciting at the same time.
Dave, what's the scale on that guitar?
This is 25. It's between Fender and Gibson. PRS is mostly a 25-inch scale. Fender would be 25 and a half, and Gibson would be 24 3/4. So this is right in between. Their 594 PRS's 594 guitar is actually the exact Gibson scale, which would be 24.594, and that's why they call it a 594. But this is just a regular custom 24, which is 25-inch scale. The fretboard radius on this, I believe, is a 9.5-inch radius. It's a little more curved than I'm used to, which is it's still nice. You can do 2 fret bends. You know, you can
do one of those country moves.
What do you mean?
Where you bend the B string up?
Slap your wife and drink a beer.
The arm is floating. It'll bend out of tune.
You know where you bend.
I can't do that. I don't know that.
You know where you bend like the B string up, and then you play the string with the open E string, and then bring the bend down.
That's it.
Like that?
That's not country.
I don't know what you're talking about, dude.
Like this.
There's one of them country moves.
Like one of these.
Oh, you can't do that with this because it'll go out of tune. The bridge is floating.
Well, then you better sell that one.
Country, man.
You're over, Nez doll. I want to marry my sister, but my horse would get jealous. Country music time. Hound dog gun rack run down the mud road. Everyone knows the sheriff is corrupt. Yeehaw!
I'm missing a string. The E string's busted on your.
That's all right. Country's all about improvising, Johnny.
Is that the only guitar, the only Phantom that you have that actually isn't broken?
No, I got the other ones round back.
They're around yonder, around the barn. That's where I shot Old Yeller.
Oh,
That's where my sister first showed me her vagina. Yes, sir. Country music's all about them things. Looking at your neighbor's old ding-a-ling. Don't have to wear pants to the bar. Don't have to what? You got a pickup truck instead of your car.
Yeah.
Yeah. Here's 80's metal and guitars.
Welcome, everyone.
Welcome, everyone. Man, I want to go to KFC and rustle up some of them vittles, them donut chicken things. There you go.
Yeah. So you're gonna get one of those tonight?
I think so tonight. I've been craving the damn thing all week.
Mm-hmm.
Dadgum.
Okay. Well, let me know what you think, because I think I'm gonna get one too. But it's it's like $7 and it's tiny. It's not as big as it looks.
That sounds like the hand jobs they sell at the truck stop.
Well, it's $7 because you got to figure the chicken is going to be $2, and the donuts are going to be $2 a piece or $2.25 a piece.
Those donuts at Safeway, you know Safeway, right, John?
Sure.
Those donuts at Safeway are 89 cents a piece.
That's
Yeah, but
Safeway. This is Kentucky Fried Chicken.
Yeah, these are donuts, and there's so much frosting on them. It looks like a bukkake party at the Dunkin' Donuts. There's just like jizz all over. It's just like frosting on frosting.
When I first saw a video of one of those, that's what it looks like.
That's what you thought, yeah.
That's what it really looks like.
You're like, holy shit, man, gravy.
Brother Sign Guy says, I kind of have a damn Yankee sound with that PRS. Yeah, thank you. I love that band. So
yeah, they're great.
Sister hits the stage. Yes, sir. This here episode of Country Music at the Old Opry brought to you by Bung Energy Drink. Bung for your bung. You just pour it right down your bung. Oh, bang! Bang! That's right, bang like a shotgun going off at a chicken coop. Bang!
Oh, man.
Whee! That is one fine energy drink. Yeah.
now go,
Guns in the air.
now go home and brush that tooth.
I gotta go home and brush both my tooths. I gotta eat an ear of corn, and that'll take me till next week, right?
Oh, ouch.
Yeah, so here's a little preview. First of all, someone asked me about the guitar behind me. It's a this one. It's a San Dimas Pre-Pro Charvel. San Dimas Pre-Pro Charvel. It's like lime with pink flames, because that's how I roll. Nothing like pink flames. Yes, sir, pink flames.
Yeah, that's a great guitar. The only thing missing on it is the Floyd Rose.
The only thing missing on that is a good player. I said,
send it over here.
Yes, sir. Bring that good old boy that brings her banjo. Play. Where's that kid that's on the porch during deliverance? You know that whole down 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 down. Yeah, that gimpy kind of kid. You know who I'm talking about. Yeah.
Quentin James asked a great question. He said he managed a music store for 17 years. Do I miss it? Yes, I do. I don't miss dealing with the bonehead salespeople, but I miss the customers and I miss the gear.
What's great is when you go to like a Guitar Center and you get some kid that like totally doesn't know guitars. It's like, yeah, what do you have? What do you have in a Jackson? Jackson? You need change for a 20? Is that what you need?
Samuel Jackson doesn't work here.
No. Michael Jackson, we have a songbook by him, and we might have a vinyl copy of Thriller.
How about this? Here's a nice Jackson. Now what's in your damn wallet?
Yeah. No. Fruitcake Tony says, John Mancuda, American by birth, Southern by the grace of God. I'll tell you something, man. I love the Deep South. I really do. I don't let them know I'm Jewish.
You'd be hung by your balls if you let them know that.
Yeah, no, they'll hang me. But I've traveled all across the Deep South, and they're so freaking nice, and they have barbecue from heaven. Tom Harhide says, Jack's son? No, he don't work here.
I was at Guitar Center yesterday, and you wouldn't believe that the guitar. Actually, I saw a Jackson. I was gonna make a video with it, John. It was one of those. It was pink.
Oh,
it was all. I don't know what the model was. I'll find it.
A new one, or
it kind of looked like the one that Jeff Beck played.
Okay.
I'll find a picture of it. But anyway, I was gonna video with it, but I should have had my hex hider with me, because the tuning things were all locked and it was all completely out of tune. and where the switch goes, there's a huge crack.
A huge crack.
Yeah.
My sister got a huge crack.
Oh my god.
Lord.
She showed it to me on Thanksgiving after a couple of wines. Clit like a D battery, that woman.
There it is.
Yep, right there. Just like that. Big old D battery.
I'll show it. It was one of these. Hey, Ned.
Ned the cat, everybody.
Ned's here. It was one of those.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I've seen those with the white pick guards. It's a pink Soloist, 3 single coils, white pick guard or half pick guard. Those are cool looking. This is what I was telling Dave earlier. The thing about single coils for me, there's just something about that appearance. I love it when I'm talking like, a Fender, like an old Fender or something like that. But for like a super strat, I want a humbucker at the base. And I know you can replace it with like a stacked hum in a single coil spot.
Yeah.
But there's just something about
those are humbuckers.
A full-on humbucker.
Jim Nicholas said that Beck had an orange one. He also had a pink one. He used the pink one in a video with Rod Stewart.
Yeah. These are humbuckers, though.
They are. They're stacked humbuckers in a single coil spot. And that's the way to do it. That is. There's something about it, though. I like the look of like a full-on humbucker at the bottom, if possible. Just my personal preference.
Yeah.
Yeah, Beck had good tasting guitars, though, man.
Yep.
I love Jackson's Soloists. They're great guitars. And you know what I also love? I love the Deep South. And yeah, jokes aside, I really do love the Deep South a lot because, and someone said it in the chat, those people know hospitality like nobody's business. They just want to hug you and feed you and hang out, and I'm all about that.
What was that?
What's that?
I had barbecue yesterday.
Oh, did you have real barbecue, or was it like just barbecue sauce?
No, it was oh crap, what's it called?
Crap. Ew.
It's a chain.
Dry rub?
It's a chain, but it's really good.
Dry rub is what I did in the bed the other day. I didn't have any lube.
Well, that's the orange one that Jeff had, but there's also a pink one.
Yeah, the one with the pick guard is Jeff Beck's orange one. The pink one he had, I don't think had a pick guard. Oh, Krellbar mentioned Virgil's. Dude, Virgil's barbecue in Manhattan.
Yeah, that's good.
Not that that's Deep South, but they have the best damn barbecue chicken wings on the planet.
Yep, that's the pink one I was talking about.
There you go. That's it. Right there.
And if you look closely, I think it did have a pick guard on it. He just took it off because I see holes.
Mm-hmm. Michael James.
And that's a bound ebony board with dot inlays, which is not common for a soloist. His was an early one. It was like his was an early soloist. And by the way, I think I mentioned it earlier. I don't know if you all caught it. Today's show and tell guitar is a celebrity guitar. Very, very historic. So very, very cool. And it has something to do with Jackson guitars that we're talking about right now. And today's flavor of Bang Energy Drink, our sponsor, is Lemon Drop Sweet Tea. Look at that. Sweet tea. Ain't nothing go good with low and slow barbecue like sweet tea. And that is the way to have barbecue, by the way. If you're having real barbecue, we're talking low and slow cooked pork and beef. That's the way to do it, baby. I love real barbecue. All about it. I've had barbecue all across the South, and dude, it's not overrated, nor is Southern hospitality.
Sounds good to me, man.
Yeah, we should take the show on the road and do like a tour, a U.S. tour, every state, 50 states through the year.
Mm-hmm. Let's do that.
Yeah,
that sounds good. I actually I took a vacation. Oh man, like 20 years ago, and every place I stopped, I had the chicken fried steak.
Oh, that's a good one.
Every place.
See, I'm all about the ribs and the pulled pork and the brisket.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Eddie
real
Jones,
back ribs.
Eddie Jones. If you're watching the other video, jump over to this one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And hey, listen, Dog PA, I love a good steak. Make no mistake. You take me to Texas, I'm absolutely having a great fucking giant hunk of beef steak. With that said, dude, some of the fucking brisket that's slow cooked across the South, oh my God. And the baby backs, don't even get me started.
By the way, that Strat that Jeff Beck is holding right there, that's his newest guitar. He's been playing that for 2 or 3 years now with the upside down headstock. That's a tribute to Hendrix. It's a Jeff Beck Strat with an upside down headstock.
And Quentin James says he's never had crabs. I could give you a girl's phone number that could help you out with that, Quentin.
Oh man.
Oh, Fruitcake Tony, I've been to the Carolinas, man. Not overrated, brother. Not overrated.
You're damn right. I've been there many times, and the food there is really insane. It's good.
I've done cross-country drives that I've literally purposely just gone to barbecue places across the South and the Midwest in places, and oh my God, just unreal delicious. And I look out for that stuff, you know, and cobbler, and you know, there was one place we shot an episode of Hollywood Treasure in I want to say like Georgia, and we went into Georgia, and they put our photo on the wall, they comped us meals, and they just wanted to talk. They were just so sweet. This woman made like homemade cobbler, and oh my God, I just fucking love it. I love it. You know, I'm from New York. I live in Hollywood, but man, there's something about Southern hospitality that they know it. They get it.
Yeah. I live it every day.
Yeah. Yeah. Desiree's fucking awesome.
I live it every day.
And I tell her when I see her, it's like, she's so sweet, dude. You guys are
like a breath of fresh air.
Yeah. Versus everyone else, which is like a fart. Look at that. Oh, jeez.
All right. Enough about the food. Let's talk about
all right. Enough about barbecue. Let's get into a little bit of music news. I didn't know this the other day, but I live just a couple of minutes away from Amoeba Records in Hollywood. I could have walked there, and Ozzy Osbourne was there the other day signing copies of his new album, Ordinary Man. And this is Ozzy's first first studio album in a couple of years, and a lot of hype about it. I'm dying to hear it. I haven't heard it yet, but it just got dropped, and I'm going to buy a CD copy of it because that's what I do. I download it, but I always buy a hard CD copy of it because I like looking at all the lyrics, and I like doing it old school and just having it in my shelf rack. I think Neanderthal does the same thing. You know, I just love that. But I'm looking forward to hearing it. I've heard really good stuff about it. And he just announced today, you know, because he's got his health issues and everyone's wishing him well. And, you know, we at the show wished him well too. Ozzy's a legend. He's just the Prince of Darkness. He's an amazing, you know, piece of rock history. And I love mimicking his voice as well. And, you know, he just announced that, you know, because everyone's, been pouring, just an outpouring of support and everything, because he's not doing gigs right now. He's had to cancel all his gigs due to his getting Parkinson's and look, just getting older. I mean, the guy's, what is he, 70, 71, something like that?
I don't know. Ozzy, how old are you?
I don't even know. Sharon doesn't even let me look at the calendar unless there's a show going on. And then I just say, am I done yet? You have to go to the next one.
71 years old.
Bought a new handbag.
He's 71.
I'm 71. I thought so. That's how old I thought I was. Yeah, so Ozzy's 71. And of course, like us, everyone's just done an outpouring of support. So he's inspired right now by all the love he's gotten and all the support he's gotten for his new Ordinary Man album, and the understanding that he couldn't do his tour. So he's going back in the studio, and he's going to do another album with Andrew Watt, who produced Ordinary Man, and Ordinary Man, like I said, dropped on Friday. And he's going right back in the studio to work on the next one. So I think that's really great news. I think that's great news too, because I've been buying so much stuff at the store. I just went over to Real and bought some Chanel's. I know I have to pay for those.
Fruitcake Tony asks if Jeff Beck is in my top 5 players ever. He's not, and I'll tell you why. Because you can only have 5, and I'm really, an '80s guitar player fan. I mean, but he's definitely in my top 10. All 3, the Clapton, Beck, and Page, they're all in my top 10. So there you go.
Yeah, and if you want to check out Ozzy's new album, check it out. Check out a little preview on YouTube. But always, 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 especially support a legend like Ozzy Osbourne. Buy the fucking thing. Go up on Spotify. Go up on iTunes. Download it the right way. Or buy a hard copy. Or buy a vinyl or whatever. I mean, it's Ozzy. You always want to support Ozzy. That guy's given everything he has to rock music. I'll give everything I have to my wife. She takes it all. Yeah. Metalhead Hippie says it's a pretty good album. Who else has heard it? I'm curious.
Is it on Spotify?
I'm sure it is.
It is.
I'm sure it is.
I'm sure it's on iHeartRadio too.
I'll check it out.
Everybody make sure to download it and buy a copy.
Yesterday, I bought the last Katy Perry record from like 2017.
When you say the last one, what, they only made one copy left? They stopped? they finally learned. They said enough.
The latest one. Whoa.
Mike Deese, is that true? There's a duet with Elton John on there? I haven't heard the album yet. And I will, because obviously I want to buy it. But I want to know what you guys think of it, what's on there. Let's see what we got.
What's it
Edwin
called?
Crane says he heard 5 songs.
What's
Wow.
the record?
Michael Smith says yes, there is. What is it?
What is it called?
Ordinary Man is the album. Tom Harhai says, see, get your ass on stage and make some more money, honey. You know I love you, but go on. Off with you now. Off with you now. I didn't even know there was a show today. You said we were going to a movie. Right. Movie after the show.
Okay, let's look at hey.
Let's see. Yeah, I mean, Ozzy did so much good stuff. I mean, you count his Sabbath stuff, but then go home and listen to Diary of a Madman And it's such a.
I like that record better. I like that better. That record better than Blizzard of Oz. I know I'm going to be shot to hell for that one.
No, look, there's no wrong answer when it comes to Ozzy Osbourne and Randy. Randy Rhoads was a genius on guitar. But if you listen to just the title track of Diary of a Madman, I heard it the other day done by Sons of Apollo, who, that's Billy Sheehan's, supergroup project.
Sure. Love that.
They're terrific, mind you. Sons of Apollo, great band. But even their cover of it, you can hear the vocalist, who's a good vocalist. He has a hard time hitting some of those high-end Ozzy notes that he just holds for so long. And it's such a masterful song. If you just listen to Diary of a Madman, just close your eyes and lay in bed and listen to it. Don't touch your penis or your vag. Nothing. Don't touch yourself. Just listen to the music. It's such a good song, a well-written song, an amazing masterpiece. You might have taken it for granted over the years,
And don't play with yourself. Or you can think about it, but don't do it.
Yeah. I would appreciate it if you listen to my music and don't rub one out to it. Don't touch your penis, please.
There, right there. Elton John is on the song Ordinary Man.
And number 6 is his tribute to Sharon. It's called Eat Me.
Oh my gosh.
Let's see. Straight to Hell. I guess that was Married Life. Nah, we're just kidding, Sharon. Let's see. Today's the end, Little Green Man. Holy for Tonight. It's a raid. That's the theme song for the Johnny Bean raids when we go on to other ones. Take What You Want, featuring Post Malone and Travis Scott. That's an odd mix, right? Because those guys are usually like R&B and rap guys.
Yeah.
Well, Ozzy is not dumb. Neither is Sharon. They want that record to go number 1. So of course they're gonna get all new people on it.
Yeah, and that's smart. I mean, look, Aerosmith did it with Run DMC. They crossed genres and it worked real well. I'm anxious to hear the whole album because there is nothing I don't like about Ozzy Osbourne. Even his bad albums are good to some level. Better than most of what's out there.
Yeah.
But I'm very excited that, and not that of course I'd love to see Ozzy on the road, but I love the idea that he's running to make another studio album right out of the gate. That's what I want to see.
Yes.
That's great for the fans.
I'm a big fan.
You're a van?
I'm a fan. I'm a van.
You're
I'm
a van? You're a big van. You're almost as big as a van.
Yeah. Wait till I have a couple of those donut chicken sandwiches.
All right, so I have something to show you people, and I'm going to make fun of myself right now.
Oh, it's David Naked. I saw that online.
No. So I'm going to show you guys. I'm going to show you guys a picture of me in high school, maybe even before high school.
Now you got to describe it because it's a podcast too. So
I'm going to describe it. Hang on.
I'm counting my money right now. I'm so anxious.
Here, this is all right. This is a me. This is a me. This is me. I'm 16 years old, and I'm holding
my penis.
I'm holding a guitar that was my first real good Kramer guitar, and it's a Dennis Klein graphic. And I want you to see how big I was at 16 and how much weight I've lost now that I'm in my almost 50. Look at that. Look how big. That is a big boy at 16 right there.
Wow. Dave, you look better now.
Thanks. But yes, you're right. I do.
Look at that, kids. Now that's not a standard Kramer neck, right?
No, I had switched the neck. I had put I went to 48th Street Custom and bought that neck. This is the guitar. I'll show you this picture. Now, this is my very first gig I ever played. And don't make fun of the pants.
Was it at Subway, or are you wearing those genie pants that Home
No, I
Milk?
was not wearing the Van Halen Genie pants. No.
No. The
No.
who is it? Hammer.
Check-
MC Hammer.
check-
MC Hammer.
Check that out.
Let's see.
I'm not laughing at you.
Yeah, you are.
I think it's a cool
It's
outfit,
okay.
actually.
It's okay.
I
Now,
think it's a cool outfit, actually.
now I'll tell you, those pants were like Adidas or Puma, sweatpants, and my mom had sewn on those ruffles on the edges.
Mom liked you to get beat up in school, or what was it?
This was 1986. Everyone thought it was cool as hell.
It was.
Nobody laughed. Today, people would laugh, but look at the guitar. Hello.
Yeah, Kramer Beretta with a Klein graphic of the Statue of Liberty and fireworks going off.
Yes.
Nice.
Mm-hmm. And maybe, just maybe, next week there'll be a new Guitar Dave, and we'll see if we've seen that guitar before.
James Severin says, "What happened, Dave? You used to look cool."
Oh, well, fuck you too.
Let me tell you something. For those, because I see the comments in the chat pouring in. For those of you that were not living in that rock era of the 80s, we all had leather pants, shredded pants, vinyl pants, denim that looked like it went through a waffle iron. Just unreal how crazy the clothing was, but it was badass. You look like a cross between a swashbuckling pirate and a fucking superhero every day. Spandex and animal prints and neon shit and leather fringe and suede and hats and bandanas. It was badass. And you obviously teased your hair or feathered your hair or mulleted your hair, whatever your own gig was. I had the Bon Jovi thing going on. Dave obviously had the feathered thing going on. I mean, we all did it.
And by the time I was in high school, my hair was down my back. It looked like I had huge hair. I looked like Meatloaf, but with a permed hair. It was funny. I'll show you guys another picture.
I got the problem. I had like the Paul Stanley Jufro, and like, every member of Kiss apparently, has the frizzy black curly hair. That's what my hair is like. So when it grows long, I have to put like shitloads of product in it. And to get it like that Bon Jovi shag, I like constantly like was pouring crap in it and, gel and mousse and fucking everything short of chocolate pudding in my hair to like blow it out and get that thing going.
Yeah. So by the end of high school, I had cut my hair down a little bit, and I was voted one of the most musical in high school. And it's that same guitar.
Nice.
Yeah.
You know that kid with the fucking saxophone got the shit kicked out of him.
That's a girl.
That's a girl?
Yeah.
Oh, holy shit. All right. Well, I'm sure. Is that Chad Bono? What the hell?
I don't even remember.
That's not a pretty girl. And Dry Heat 480 wants to know, did I have a members only jacket? And you want to laugh? I actually did have a black members only jacket, and I had like all sorts of like Def Leppard metal pins on it.
I had a gray one.
Yeah, I had metal pins on it of the Def Leppard logo, and I had like little hologram pins around that. So yeah, I actually did have that shit.
But you know what? Do you know what I didn't have that I always wish I had? Were those Cavarici jeans, the Cavarici pants. I never had
Cavarici.
Yeah,
Z Cavarici, dude.
Never had them. I always wanted them.
I remember Z Cavarici. I remember Capizio shoes.
I had them.
Again, this is when you want to dress up,
Yeah.
with like the thin leather tie. But when you wanted to like hang out at the back of the building, you had to throw on a leather or a denim
jacket and it had to have a painted back of your favorite band or whatever.
Yeah, like Iron Maiden or Judas Priest or Metallica.
I had a great one. It had. I'll show you the photo, the painting it had on it. It was of Eddie Van Halen. It was from '78. I think he's leaning against a picket fence with his black and white guitar.
Renus Pinkel says Disco Stew. No, Disco Stew was 1978. We're talking the 80s. This is about the 80s.
So there's a here it is. This is the famous picture that was on the back of the back of my jacket.
Nice.
That's from Oakland.
Eddie with early Frankenstein.
And it was the guy who painted it. It looked exactly like that. It was so good. He did a great job.
Nice.
Yeah.
I used to work. I worked so many fucking jobs as a kid because I grew up dirt fucking poor. So like if I wanted shit like, you know, leather jackets and shit, I had to fucking rake leaves and shovel snow and work at flea markets and every fucking I babysat when I was like totally not qualified to babysit. Like I had no experience with kids. I would just like put the kid in the crib and just like go watch TV, and then the couple would come home and be like, "Oh, Marvin pooped his diaper. Did you know?" No, he must have just done that. You know, shit like that. And I used to do that all the time to earn money. And I found this one place. I forgot what magazine I saw it in, but they custom made rock star clothing. So I think it was like LA Rocks, ROXX. And they might still be in business out here in Los Angeles somewhere. Maybe. But I know they specifically made high quality and very expensive leather jackets custom ordered. So I ordered like neon green leather with black inserts and studs and spikes. And I ordered another one with like fringes everywhere and like pieces of armor on it. I still have these jackets like in my parents' home in New York. And like my mother ordered one. It was like black and neon pink leather diamonds all over it. And I really wanted it. I wanted to order one for me because hers came out so good. But it was like $1,000 for like these jackets and stuff. And it was like, you know, back then this was cool shit, you know?
Yep.
Whatever you could think of, they would make for you. I love that shit.
I had one of those jackets right there. One of the short leather ones.
Yeah, biker jacket.
Yep. I had one.
I was all about the Bon Jovi fringes. I loved fringes. I had like 4 fringe jackets. There you go, LA Rocks. But I mean, I had custom made stuff from them. But they made such great stuff. All the rocker clothing. Yeah, but listen, trust me, if you were in the 80s, the purple spandex leopard pants was normal. That was normal. We all did it. I
never wore spandex.
100 multicolored bandanas.
I never wore spandex because you certainly don't want to see a fat kid wearing spandex.
I never wore spandex, but I wore tons of leather, suede, and some vinyl.
I did have a pair of leather pants, and that was funny. I don't have any pictures of it, and you know what? I can make fun of myself as good as the next guy, but it was quite funny. And being a heavy dude in a pair of leather pants, and then at the end of the night, you take them off and you look like you were sweating in your own soup. It was nasty.
I had a couple pairs of leather pants, and it was like I was all about it. You know, you just kind of peeled them off if you were sweating. You know, just peel them right off, and they were like, you know, and they made pleather too. You know, Fruitcake Tony. It is not yet show and tell time. We're doing a 3-hour show tonight, so keep hanging in there, though, bro. I got a really good guitar tonight, celebrity guitar, so hang in there. Yeah, Riley Morgan, if you didn't live in the 80s, trust me, you look at old photos, you're like, what the fuck did these guys look like? But you know what? Hair bands were super cool, and the clothing was just fun, you know?
Jim Nicholas says, is there a picture of Dave doing an EVH split with cowboy boots? Not only there isn't a picture of it. There used to be. I don't know where it is. But not only was I wearing cowboy boots, but they were rattlesnake cowboy boots.
Oh, dude.
And man, I used to be able to do that slip with that jump split with no problem. And it's funny to see a real fat kid that graceful doing it. And it was just funny, but it looked good. It looked cool. There was a picture. I may have to try to find that.
I've seen it.
No, you haven't. You didn't see me do it.
Well, then I dreamed it because I've seen the picture of you in the air with the cowboy boots.
I've had that nightmare.
I may have
I
told that
was
story
into
once
those like
before.
swashbuckler boots that like were like kind of mid shin, not cowboy boots, but they were kind of like, cowboy boots were really stiff. But these were like kind of like superhero-esque boots, like all leather with different patterns and colors and stuff. And like I had like probably like 6 pairs. And keep in mind, I'm a 6'4" guy. So now I'm adding like, I guess like 2 and 3 inch heels to the mix. So I'm like towering over people,
Chewbacca.
Yeah. Joey, is that you in leather pants?
His pants. He has natural leather pants.
Is that a Wookiee in your pants, or are you happy to see me? Yeah.
If it is, you need to shave.
Yeah. Manscape that, Chewy.
Okay, I'll be right back.
He's going back to the 80s.
Bye-bye now.
See ya.
Bombadita, 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 bomba Johnny Beane to you. I'm trying to see if I could find I showed it on the show before, what I looked like with really long hair. Because I was a cutie. Let's see if I could find them. Everyone on the podcast is like, I can't see these photos of Dave. Well, then you're gonna have less nightmares, folks. Let's see what we got. Yeah, no, you used to go into stores and like find like neon scarves and shit like I wear today, actually. But it was just plentiful. It was like merry-go-round was like a popular place in the malls, and malls were popular. So like you'd go hang out at the malls, at least in on Long Island in New York, where Dave and I are from, and you'd go in these malls and like they had tons of places for rocker clothes. So there was like really no shortage, And then if you went into the city, forget about it. There was just gobs of places like, like rows down the streets. Very big metal scene in the 80s in New York as well. I can only imagine what it was like on the Sunset Strip out here in LA at the time.
Mm-hmm. I bet it was awesome.
Oh, I would have loved to. It's like I go to the Whiskey now and then, because it's not far from my house, and a lot of good metal shows are over at the Whiskey still. But like back in the day, it was like you would just hang out there. It's like you and I hanging out like on Deer Park Avenue or Hempstead Turnpike, and then going into a metal club or two. But like the Sunset Strip in LA, obviously there's like, 10 different metal clubs all in the same row every night. And
Joe Hervey, yes, I used to go to Utopia all the time.
Oh, Utopia. You remember that place?
Mm-hmm.
I used to go there too. They were all over Long Island. Utopia was like, again, metal clothing, and they had music there and accessories. And you say accessories, spiked belts, bandanas, scarves, all sorts of shit like that. Very, very cool shit. Where the fuck? I can't find a photo. I don't know. I don't know where the fucking thing is. I'll show a photo of me with long hair another time. Let's talk about. Let's see what else was interesting. I have a couple pieces of metal news today. Aside from Ozzy Osbourne's new album that we all want to support. There was a top 35 best bands ever list on crowdyfan.com. And again, you see all these, best rock bands ever. Certain people are going to be at the top, right?
Mm-hmm.
Guns N' Roses, the Beatles is going to be number one. Rolling Stones, Led Zeppelin, and Pink Floyd are all going to be in the top 10. You could probably expect certain ones, Black Sabbath and, an Ozzy. Well, number 30, this I have a bone to pick with. Number 30 out of 35 was Van Halen. That far back. And bands ahead of them were like the Talking Heads and Tears for Fears. And I was like, what the fuck? And I go to see what they said about them. And here's what they wound up saying. Van Halen were revolutionary in their use of keyboards and synthesizers in their music. Back in the 80s, it was practically unheard of to use keyboards and synthesizers in rock and roll music, when keys and synths were mostly associated with pop music and definitely not cool enough for hard rockers. But a band formed by two brothers made bold move and managed to change this image, paving a new way for hard rock in the wider music industry. That's what you note Van Halen for?
Yeah.
That's your big note about Van Halen? The guy who changed how guitar is played? Really?
And changed how guitar playing is written.
Yeah.
And all kinds of stuff. It just is ridiculous.
Was that you?
They put Van Halen number 30 out of 35. And I just have a bone to pick with that. And that's what they're noting him for. Eddie playing keyboards. Not the first 5 albums, but 1984, his dynamic and incredible and groundbreaking use of keyboards. That's what made Van Halen famous, and that's what put them on the list at number 30 of crowdyfan.com's greatest rock bands of all time. What the fuck is that about?
I'll tell you what it's about. The person that wrote that is a fan of the Thompson Twins.
Yeah, they never listened to it.
Yeah.
Who sent me?
Lies, yeah.
Am I here? Are you who sent me? Somebody sent me a text yesterday or the day before with something about Van Halen something.
Van Halen something.
No, it was a picture.
Sam?
It was
about Sammy?
It was a pit. I guess I should look at it. I never looked at it because I didn't know who it was from. Let me look at it.
Well, there's more Van Halen news. As you know, Wolfgang, I guess, signed a record deal.
Yep.
You heard about that. And again, I don't see that as any big deal. I mean, you're son of Van Halen, son of Eddie Van Halen. I kind of expect you to be able to get a record deal. Wolfgang's talented in his own right.
Just name recognition at all, not to mention that he's amazing. He's an amazing musician.
Yeah,
no name recognition at all.
Totally talented in his own right. I'm not taking that away from Wolfie. He's great. With that said, come on. If you can't get a deal being talented and you're the son of Eddie Van Halen, if he can't put a word in some record exec's ear of, hey, do me a favor, you might want to cut a deal with my son. Come on.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you have Van Halen in your name,
yeah,
you're getting a record deal.
You bet. Yeah. There's their pet hamster, Van Hamster is going to get a record deal. I mean, it's like, come on. But on Valentine's Day, this came out. I'm a little late with telling you guys about it, but Sammy Hagar he's been pushing this for a while, but he made a very public statement saying, I want to do one more show with Eddie. So now it's not even like, if I could do one more thing in life, I guess I would get back with Eddie. Now he's just totally put it out there saying, look, I really want to do one more show with Van Halen. So now he's totally chomping at the bit. Now, Eddie hasn't replied to it and saying, whatever, but he's saying, I want to ask Eddie, Alex, and Michael Anthony, and I want to do one more Van Halen show. So he's totally put it out there waiting for a reply.
Well, he's going to be waiting until hell freezes over.
Probably. I just think it's interesting that like he's danced around it for so long, you know, and again, all the bad blood and whatever. I'd love to see it. I hope one day maybe we'll see it because stranger things have happened. I mean, Axl and Slash got back together and tour as Guns N' Roses like almost daily. So
because they're on tour, and all that money they're getting all the money to do that.
Sure. But
now,
really
I have a feeling, and this may be coming from left field, but I have a strange feeling that Sharon may, if there is a Van Halen, Sharon may have something to do with it. This next one. I have a strange feeling because Sharon and Eddie are talking. Sharon and the Van Halen camp are talking.
Nothing against Gary Sharon.
I agree with you.
I
agree with you. It's not the best move in the world, but I think if there is something happening, it might be with Gary.
But no one wants to see that.
I don't believe that because everyone wants to see Eddie one more time. I don't think it matters who sings. I really don't. And I think if it happens, it's going to just be. I don't think it's going to be any new stuff. I think it's just going to be Gary singing both versions of Van Halen.
Again, nothing against Gary Sharon. He's a terrific vocalist. Extreme is terrific. I don't want to see him with Van Halen. I didn't like him with Van Halen at all.
Okay.
Wait, so you think Gary's coming back?
I just think that it's probably more likely that will happen than Sammy Hagar would come back.
See, I don't know about that.
I don't think so.
Sammy's done, you know, again, everyone's had their bad blood. This isn't the first band that has had bad blood between them. This is a time where Sammy has literally said, I don't want to take nothing to my grave. No enemies going to my grave if I can help it. If they force it, I've reached out many times. I get no response for some reason, but it's okay. I could deal with it.
No response for some reason. The reason is because of everything he wrote in his stupid book.
I get it, but you know what? How many books have been written that people have just gotten back together on that shit because of money? But you know, look, Eddie doesn't need the money. Sammy's constantly touring, but here's Sammy saying, you know, I don't want to go to my grave and say, damn, now we can't patch that up if one of the members died. That's literally his words. And he says, I have nothing but love for my former bandmates. So here's the olive branch. Sammy's putting out the olive branch officially now. It's not a speculation. It's not a little rumbling or mumbling. It's not a matter of, you know, oh, I would if this one came out. Now Sammy's saying, look, I really want to play just one more show with you guys.
Where did you read that?
This is
here, let's find it.
Yeah. I didn't save the source. I saved the article, but I cut off the top of the
You didn't save the sores.
Yeah, I didn't save the sores. They all healed up, and now it looks good.
But now you have stars.
My sores are all
Oh
gone.
no, you can't say that.
Now I can kiss again.
Van Halen icon's daughter poses new bikini photo.
What? Hello. Hello.
Oh, that's that website that posts just the crap every day.
I'll take that sort of crap. I'd buy that for $1.
Where's the producer in here? Michael Smith.
Yeah. Van Halen. That's what I want to see. I want to see an all-female Van Halen cover band called Van Halen. There's a couple of female ones, and we've covered them, but I want to see someone have the balls to call themselves Van Halen.
I think there is.
No.
I want to manage them.
I think
I'd get them booked on every tour. I'd have them endorsed by Vagina Guitars. For those of you in the chat, that is a real brand, Vagina Guitars.
Mm-hmm. Wait, why am I seeing? Oh, okay. So Sammy's son just turned 50.
Wow, that blows my mind.
His son just turned 50. So I'm like, why does it say X Van Halen Sammy Hagar celebrates 50th birthday? It's his son just turned 50. Aaron just turned 50.
Headstock Harem just asked, did I see at NAMM the 2020 Jackson Iron Maiden 2 Minutes to Midnight Adrian Smith edition guitar graphic? Yes, I did. I think it's cool as fuck for that. My only problem with it is they want $9 fucking grand for that tribute edition. And I'm sorry, apologies to my friends at Jackson Charvel. Dude, I don't want to pay that much for that graphic. It's a great graphic and it's a cool guitar. And Jackson's great and Maiden is awesome. I am not paying $9,000 for an endorsee model guitar that's just a sticker graphic underneath. Even if it's hand painted, maybe I'm wrong about that. It might even be a painted graphic. I could be wrong. I thought it was a sticker though. But either way, no matter what.
What is it?
The Iron Maiden 2 Minutes to Midnight graphic Jackson. I saw it at NAMM. Bring up a photo of it just for those not in.
Was it on the wall that we were looking at?
I mean, I have a photo. I have a photo if you don't. But your photo.
Was it one of the ones? Remember the cases on the floor? The ones that are roped off said "Do not touch." Was it one of those? Oh wait, that was ESP. Oh crap!
They had one in a showcase hanging outside of the Charvel booth. I think. You could just Google it. Probably.
I'm looking.
Jackson Iron Maiden graphic. Jackson guitar Iron Maiden graphic.
It was this year. Is that it? Jackson reveals 12 new custom shop.
Mike Neese makes a really good point. He says, Gary Sharon was great. I'd rather see Sammy Hagar, though, just for my own memories of the past recordings and so forth. It is. It's all about nostalgia. At some point, someone has to be able to take up the olive branch in the Van Halen camp if Eddie does any live shows ever again. And we hope he's well, and we hope he gets to that point to tour with Van Halen someday. Let's see what we got on this Iron Man. Okay, there it is. Now, it's a really cool graphic, right?
If you like Iron Maiden, yeah.
And I love Iron Maiden. and not even if you like Iron Maiden, just the idea. I mean, everyone should like Iron Maiden. They're terrific.
If you like their album covers, their album art.
Yeah, if you like
every album
work, this is a great one. It's the 2 Minutes to Midnight graphic. And it's it's an endorsee guitar, but it's really, really a good looking Jackson. Let's see, what is it? It's a single hum maple board, Strat headstock, looks terrific, really looks terrific. But come on, guys, when you talk a guitar like that, okay, hit me with $4,000 maybe, not 9 G's. Come on,
for one sound. Oh wait, you can turn the tone knob on, so that's 2 sounds.
Let's see. And Joe Hervey, I'm sorry to hear about your dog, man.
What happened?
Joe Hervey's mother.
His dog passed away. Yeah.
Mother's dog passed away, and I'm a huge dog lover, so really sorry to hear that.
I'm sorry, man.
And Shauna Marie Sings is going to front our Van Halen band. I'm gonna form it out of.
There is a band.
I'm gonna manage it. We're gonna have Shauna. Shauna as our lead singer. We're gonna have Amanda Coombs maybe on bass, and Linny Lou on drums, and Janice Lala I think is gonna do our guitar.
Yeah, they exist already. They already exist. I knew it.
Vag Halen, really?
Yeah,
Motherfucker.
vaghalen.org.
Post a photo. Let's see what these girls look like. Yeah, Jim Nicholas. I have seen the Kiss cover band Mini Kiss. Yeah, they're all little people, and I think they're awesome. They were actually in a Cherry Coke commercial with Gene Simmons, I think.
The problem is they all lip sync and don't play their instruments. They're just they're like little puppets.
Oh, really? They don't.
Yeah,
they don't play. At all?
They don't. No, they don't play.
Oh, that's too bad. I love the gimmick. They look cool. I've seen them. I've seen Mini Kiss. As long as Gene gets a piece. Dave, can you reach Gene Simmons, see what he thinks about that?
This is Gene Simmons of Kiss. What is David talking in my microphone for?
Gene, real quick, what do you think of the band Mini Kiss, the little people version of Kiss that covers your songs? Do you get a piece of that money?
I get all that money.
Yeah, I guess they are puppets. Damn, I can't believe that. Vag Halen, they have. I come up with these great ideas that'll make us tons of money for the show. Jesus.
Yeah, they exist already.
Do you have a photo of them? Can you post them up?
I do. Although I got to plug my Mac in because my Mac is at 5%. It's getting very slow. But here they are.
Let's see. I want to see Vag Halen. I want to get a T-shirt. Do they have merchandise? I want a T-shirt that says Vag Halen. Oh, look, they're pretty girls.
That's
right?
That's their logo right there.
What a great logo. I want a shirt of that logo. Are they pretty? I can't tell. Vag Halen. I still can't tell. I can't even see that photo. How many are there? Are there 6? Are there 6 members in that band?
I don't know.
That can't be it. They can't all be in the band. Jesus. 6 members? It's a Van Halen cover band. It's 4.
Well, they're not even using the right gear.
Joe, Jesus Christ. There's 6 members. They're playing the wrong guitars.
Well, they may not even be a Van Halen cover band. They may just be a gimmick with the name for the 80s or 70s, whatever.
Maybe.
Let me see. Michael Smith, listen to them and see what it is.
Krellbar says the Iron Maiden guitars should be called 2 Minutes to Bankrupt. I agree, man. And that graphic is a skin. That's not a hand-painted graphic on that Iron Maiden Jackson. So for a fucking skin, come on.
Get You Bite says, did you hear about George Lynch on Eddie Trunk re-recording the first Lynch Mob record with Oni Logan? All new versions of the songs, different solos.
I'm not showing this, am I? Oh,
Really?
good. The singer plays topless, so I'm not showing these pictures.
I'm sorry, what? The singer plays topless?
Yeah, she's not wearing a shirt in all these pictures. Yeah,
and I'm not opposed to that, mind you, but if you're gonna do a cover band, you look at like Nerd Halen.
I don't know if it's a cover band. Michael Smith, listen to them. Go to vaghalen.org and tell me what it's like. I got to plug in my computer.
I mean, look, I'm all for nudity and blah 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 blah, but the fact is, if you're going to have a cover band, like a fun cover band, like do something like call yourselves Vag Halen, you got to do like the Iron Maidens. The Iron Maidens basically play out like they're Iron Maiden. They just happen to be really good girl players. And that's what you should do. Or you do like Nerd Halen does and come up with a great gimmick and you play Van Halen straight and, you have your gimmick. But it's like, don't just like come out nude and say, all right, we're chicks, we're hot, we're topless. That's cheating. And then to have 6 members, what the hell is that all about? Right. I mean, they're not even dressed like any, they're just in bikinis. It's like, I don't know. I'm disappointed. I think my idea is better. We'll have a battle of the bands for the name.
Oh,
know?
it's art rock.
Fart rock? What do they all have gas? They eat cabbage before the show?
It's art rock. So
Come on, girls, chug down those beans and chili.
it's a show.
They shit their pants before the show. Art rock.
It's art rock. It's
Rock?
well, that makes me think of
Rubik's Cube.
like the tubes. Like the tubes, like back in the day before the tubes,
Made money?
yeah. They were art rock. Have you seen a lot of their shows with Fee Waybill and him, naked on stage and wearing the dresses and all that? Nesdal has no clue that they even did all that before.
No.
Before
I didn't know either.
Before whatever that song's called.
No, 1 in a Million Girls?
Yeah. Yeah, they had a totally different show before they made it on MTV. Yeah. Well, they're from San Francisco.
Well, that says it all.
Actually, they're from Phoenix. They're actually from Phoenix.
All right. Well, I was hoping for more of a straight Van Halen tribute with that name, especially with the logo, but all right.
Vag Halen is a Toronto feminist art rock band. Vag's empire of, I can't say some of these words, of
I don't know what that is.
digs deep into the salty
The salty tubes?
blank rock underground, bringing mutant queer rage to the surface.
All right, so they're making statements. They're making a statement. They're not doing a straight Van Halen cover.
No, not at all. That doesn't look like it.
Look, live and let live. All good.
Yeah.
You took my cool name. That's it. We're done.
They own the
Moving
Twitter.
on.
They already own the Twitter handle. So
Nah, we're done. All right. Moving on into other music news. Ex-Judas Priest. This is really cool. Ex-Judas Priest guitarist KK Downing. Now, you remember KK wanted to play with Judas Priest again, and they said no. Remember this?
no.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. So KK Downing, big member of Judas Priest. The fans want him. So here's what he did. Judas Priest turns him down. They're all bitter. They all have bad blood. Again, what you wrote in the book about me and what you wrote in the book about me. I think like KK wrote something about like Priest's management, the woman that manages Priest or something. And there's bad blood between them. They just can't get over this bad blood. So KK gets together with other former members of Judas Priest, Tim Ripper Owens and Les Binks on drums, and forms another band called KK's Priest. How about that? So there's now a bad blood version of Judas Priest with KK Downing and Ripper Owens and Les Binks. I think that's pretty great. And make no mistake, I love Judas Priest, love the original band, more power to them. I just wish they would have welcomed KK Downing back in, but as they didn't, I think that's a really cool solution to him still wanting to play.
Yeah.
And Ripper Owens is a terrific vocalist.
That's true.
Johnny, what do you think?
I really don't care.
Well, wasn't he the singer in the Eat 'em and Smile band last year at NAMM? Was that who was that sang with Vi and the boys? I might be mistaken. It was someone.
I know Ripper Owens was in Judas Priest from 1996 to 2003. He was the vocalist for that period of Judas Priest, and he did a very good job. Les Binks was in the band from 77 to 79, playing drums. That would be Stained Class and Hellbent for Leather. Good albums. Let's see. Guitarist AJ Mills from Hostile and bassist Tony Newton from Voodoo 6 round out the band. And there you go. KK's back with his version of Judas Priest because they won't let him join. They won't let him rejoin.
That's right.
And he wants to play.
That's right. And Jim Nicholas, yes, that's right. Jeff Scott Soto, he was there. I'm sorry.
Yes.
That's who sang with them.
There you go.
Yeah, I was there, although I wasn't there. I didn't go in. Although I saw the set list beforehand. A friend of mine, which we both know, I'm not going to name any names on here, but he had the set list and he showed it to me, and I saw it. And Caleb was in line, and I'm like, Caleb, I already know what they're going to play. I already know the 2 songs they're playing because it was a whole night of all different stuff.
Right.
And I'm like, yeah, I don't think Roth is in there, man. Because we didn't know. We didn't know, people were thinking that Roth was going to be in there, but he wasn't.
That would have been nice. Again, I was at that Hollywood Bowl show that almost happened with with the Eat 'em and Smile band. Roth was there, Vi was there, everyone was there on the stage, ready to go, 3 seconds away from the curtain opening, and the fire marshal gets on stage and says, "Show's over." And that was it. literally, you saw under the curtain, you saw David Lee Roth come on, Steve Vai come on, Billy Sheehan's over there. You can
see them
on stage. Greg Bissonette's in the drum kit. We're ready to go. They're counting down the curtain open. All the lights are on. The announcement's about to go off. Ladies and gentlemen, you've been waiting for, and all of a sudden the fire marshal's on stage. Show's over. Shut it down. It was like, everyone out. It's like, motherfucker. So close. So close.
That would have caused a riot. Well, maybe
they were trying to get people to voluntarily leave.
If it was a rap concert.
Oh, forget that. Guns ablazing on the table. Everyone's got a gat. No, but think about that. It's like, the house is packed. David Lee Roth's going to be in the Eat 'em and Smile band for the first time since the 80s, right? With the original lineup, everyone's there. The house is packed. There's a line out the door down the block. They're trying to bribe people to leave because the fire marshal's got a head count. And literally, they're saying, okay, you'll have a special meet and greet with the band after the show if you leave now. So people are like, well, maybe I won't see the act, but I'll get to meet David Lee Roth and Steve Vai. And, so people are leaving and getting these, special tickets to meet the band. And then they're trying to bribe them with merch. Hey, you'll get a t-shirt and free tickets to like the next 2 shows. So more people leaving, but not enough people were leaving that the fire marshal said, you got 10 minutes to bring the crowd down to this level or we're shutting it down. And they're making announcements. They're like, look, there's going to be no show for anyone if more people don't leave. And we're willing to bribe you. We're willing to give you, good things. We're willing to give you merch and tickets and whatever and meet and greets. And not enough people leaving. I know I wasn't fucking leaving. I'm sitting there with like, my girl and like 3 friends. And we're like, we're not fucking leaving. And, that was it. Just show's over, boys and girls. Everybody out.
Well, how could they let that many people in there?
They were
just money talks.
They were just
because they'll pay.
No, because the place will get fined.
Yeah, look, I mean, the place got shut down.
They know how many people are allowed. You walk into any room, there's a number right there that says, what's the word? Capacity.
Yeah,
88 people.
They were painting Van Halen logos over that capacity sign. Forget it.
Whatever it is, So I don't know how that many people would have gotten in there.
Yeah, they just to get in was a pain in the ass, but we got in, and look, the bottom line is everyone wanted to see that shit. Everyone wanted to see that. Who wouldn't want to see David Lee Roth with Steve Vai? I mean, that's the band.
Yeah.
short of Eddie, I don't think there's a more demand, and again, you could say, hey, Jason Becker, he was great with him. Sure he was, but it's like, that was the original, I'm leaving Van Halen. Here's what I got to throw back in Eddie's face band. And they were fantastic. And, everyone's ready to see him. Nope, no one's leaving. That was it. Yeah, so that's KK Downing's Judas Priest band thrown right back at him. And I'm looking forward to see what they come out with. Jason Lee, by the way, just posted the new Ozzy album, Kicks Ass. We were talking about that earlier. I'm dying to hear it.
Nice. Yeah, I'll listen to it later.
Vistalite 1972 asks, is Joey Kramer still in Aerosmith? Did they settle that bullshit?
I say, who gives a shit?
I do. The guy's one of the original fucking members.
So what?
Oh,
happy birthday to Brad Whitford.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Brad Whitford's birthday today?
He had a birthday a couple days ago, yesterday or the day before.
Oh, happy birthday. Happy belated birthday, Brad Whitford.
Yeah. Actually, I just listened to a really cool interview with him. With Dean Del Rey?
No, I know Marina Del Rey.
I know Tysko Del Rey.
Okay. Well, Dean Del Rey is a really cool. He's a comic. Actually, I went to one of his birthday shows back in 1993 and didn't even know it. I went to the show only because Jeff Watson was going to be there. Because I told you guys a story about how I met Jeff at a Hamer clinic back in 1989, and he said to me, "If you ever come out to San Francisco, you can stay with me." And so, fast forward, 2 years or 3 years, I'm out here now, and I just happened to go to this show that he was at, and I run into him. I see him. I'm like, "Hey, I'm here."
Yeah, that's still you still offering? You still who the hell are you? Johnny Beane. You told me I could stay out here. I never told you that.
But anyway, I saw him. I saw Jeff. Actually, I saw him before the show. And then anyway, the show it was one of Dean Del Rey's birthday shows, and he actually holds the shows down in LA now, like down in Hollywood. He had the big birthday shows, but he has them as like huge like AC/DC tributes, like tribute to Bon Scott. It's always a tribute to Bon Scott. He's a big AC/DC guy. But anyway, Dean has a podcast, and he just interviewed Brad, and it was pretty good. It was pretty good. I listened to it was like an hour and a half, and I actually sat here and listened to it. It was awesome. But that's actually how I met Tracy Guns, was through Dean a few years ago. Yeah.
Tracy lives very close to me. I met him because I have one of his guitars, and I already like knew him on Facebook, and I just contacted him. I said, hey, blah, 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 blah. We met before. Can I have you, sign this guitar I have of yours? And he's like, yeah, where do you live? And I said, Metal Soda, I'll do this show and tell guitar in one more minute. Yeah, and Tracy's like, yeah, where do you live? I said, over here. And he says, oh, I live over here. I said, well, I can walk over, So, I just drove over real quick, and we spent the afternoon. Super nice guy. His wife's nice. And by the way, congratulations, because they have a new baby.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
He's a very fertile man. Great guy, great guitar player, and Tracy Gunn's sperm are good swimmers. All right, let's get to today's show and tell guitar. You guys ready?
Hang on, Dave is getting text messages.
No, it's not.
Is it from Tracy Guns?
No, it's from Tracy Lords.
Tracy Lords. I still suck good dick. It's funny. I ran into Tracy Lords at Comic-Con. And I was just talking to her. She's like a bitter old girl. I mean, yeah. I guess like, getting like a billion loads to the face will do that to you. But like, there are other porn stars that are just like cool and in the industry and like, yeah, it's my job. I know. But she's like, kind of grizzled and bitter now.
What?
You know?
Crowbar, why does Tracy Lord sound like Gilbert Gottfried? I pay all my tickets.
Take it in the face. I always like doing that double loads. Ah! Yeah.
Oh, that's too funny.
It's something about Tracy Lord. She just, I don't know. She aged kind of bitterly, you know.
All right, now show the guitar.
Movie like, I forgot what it was. It was like a parody movie, like a comedy, maybe like 10 years ago. And she seemed like, you know, a lot nicer, but I don't know. In person, she's just like, it's not that she's not nice. Like we were talking, but like she just seems kind of bitter at the world. Like she didn't want to be at Comic-Con, you know, and like, you know, guys are probably still walking up to her like, hey, Granny, how about a blowjob? I'm out of that business now. You know, it's like,
oh, I saw her in one of the San Francisco gay pride parades, actually,
cool.
Years ago, back in like, in the 90s, like 95 or 96 or something. She was like, you know, one of the, like, what do you call it? The Grand Marshal or whatever.
You know what's terrible? Michael Smith just brought up, she's only 51 years old. What?
Yeah. Well,
fuck did she age so badly? And, you know, Mike Neese brings up Christy Canyon. And I'm not going to get into all these porn.
I don't know who that is.
She was my favorite.
I know Christy Canyon, and she just became a normal mom. She's a very normal housewife now, normal mom. She's out of the biz, but she looks beautiful. She looks terrific for her age, like really terrific. She just aged great. Tracy, I don't know what the hell happened to her. She's 51 years old. She looks like 89 years old. I don't know what the fuck. Like I said, I don't know if like, you know, she just had like some sort of. I don't even want to speculate. She's just very bitter now and really looks like double her age.
Well, I mean,
what happened
back when she was, you know, doing her thing, which I've never seen
everyone else's thing.
I've never seen any. I mean, I just know her name. I just know who she is. You know, she comes from the time of a lot of hard drugs, and before anybody could do that. Now anybody can make a video. It's all over. Well, not Instagram. They'll ban you for that. But Twitter, that stuff's all over Twitter. All over. You know, people have their own websites now.
Well, look, we're in an age right now of video cams and everything else. Due to social media, everybody and their mother out here in California is a porn star. But back in the day,
everybody in Van Nuys is.
If you were a porn star like Tracy Lords or Christy Canyon, or, you know, you were a name, you were a big name, and like, you know, you did like, you know, 100 movies a year or something. It's like, wow, you know, you got that name recognition. Now it's just everyone and their mother's a porn star. But like, you know, look, Christy
Canyon, they do 100 movies a week now.
Christy Canyon was smart. She took her money and she invested, she bought stocks, she bought mutual funds. She's a really smart woman. Like I said, she wrote a book. Tracy Lords wrote a book too. I have both the books, and like, you know, you feel bad for Tracy because she started as a minor, and, you know, she kind of lied about her age as a teenager and the whole 9 yards. But, you know, with that said, you know, here's the example. Christy Canyon, she's a normal mom. She's a businesswoman. She looks normal. You'd never guess this was Christy Canyon, the porn star. She's just a normal housewife. Very cool. Tracy, you just look at her and she looks like that grizzled girl that's been walking the streets of Hollywood like for 50 years, you know?
Well, she's 51.
Yes, Ron Jeremy definitely did both of them. Ron Jeremy did everybody.
And he is not a pretty looking man. He's not handsome.
He's very nice, though. I
not a handsome dude.
With him at Comic-Con. I brought him into a party, and they're just like, hey, John, you know, you said you bring your friend. Who's your friend? And I said, oh, my friend Ron. And they're like, oh, it's Ron Jeremy. And just like you see the whispers around the room starting. And then my friend's like, I don't know if it was good to bring him because this party's sponsored by Disney. And I'm just thinking, gee, here's Sonic the Hedgehog's new movie. you know, Chronic the Hedgehog.
Okay, show the guitar.
All right, so today's show and tell guitar is very special. This is to celebrate February, which is Black History Month. So I brought a guitar in that is so important to black metal history because it was wielded by the guitarist known as Spacey T of the band Sound Barrier. Now, if you're not familiar with the 80s band Sound Barrier, they were like a black version of Van Halen. And keep in mind, Spacey T, when he first appeared, you would swear this guy was like a Jimi Hendrix kind of clone. You know, he had all the typical 80s, you know, shredded clothes and whatever. They had a gimmick of wearing red and black, and they called it the Red and Black Attack. And you didn't see at this time, right around the 1980-81 period, you didn't see a lot of bands in metal that were black. Black music was angling toward rap. It was angling toward the beginnings of hip hop. There were not a lot of black metal guys. This was after Jimi Hendrix in the 60s, you know, made his landmark there. And after that, you didn't see a lot of, you know, black guys come up into the hard rock scene, much less the developing heavy metal scene. So there you go. See if you can get a color picture of Sound Barrier, Johnny, because it can't be stated enough how important.
That's not them.
No. This is them. That is them.
No, the second one.
The second one's not them. No.
The Sound Barrier.
You had Bernie K, Spacey T, Dave Brown, and Stanley E. And these guys, what they had in common. Yeah, next photo. That's the one you want.
I don't want to accidentally show your guitar, but
no, that's okay. Come on in.
okay. All right, there they are.
This is from Tom Morello's Twitter. That's Sound Barrier right now. Or that was them back then. Now you look at Spacey T. Spacey T is on the left. Here's a black guy that was heavily influenced by Randy Rhoads and Eddie Van Halen. Huge fan of Randy and Eddie's. Now, what do? You're in the black community. None of your neighbors or peers or friends are into the metal scene because at that time, that was white music. Why aren't you into rap? Well, I'm a guitarist. I like playing metal. That's what I do. And Spacey T was an amazing metal guitar player. Tom Morello recently gave a tribute to him because he was hugely influenced by him. The band Living Colour looked at them as role models because they were the groundbreaking black band that took all of the bullshit and heat of being black in the southern states. And when you're touring as a metal band and you're going down south, you're not very welcome because there's still a lot of racism going on. These guys were groundbreakers. These guys were fighters. These guys said, look, we are what we are. I know you're looking at us and we're black, but we're a metal band. We're a real metal band. Our guitarist, he loves Randy Rhoads. He loves Eddie Van Halen. Those are his influences. So I remember Spacey T telling me we would go on tour, you know, to these little clubs all around the U.S., and we would be told, you know, you'd have like Dokken ahead of them.
That's
and then,
U.S.
Huh?
That's U.S., not U.S.
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 You would go down to a small club down south, and there would be Dokken playing a set, and they'd be like, yeah, okay, our second band up, Sound Barrier. And literally, he told me they got on stage once, and the crowd was dead silent. All these rednecks looking at them, and one guy yells out, "What are you gonna do with that guitar up there, boy?" And he looked at him, and he was the smartest guy in the room. He said to him on the mic, he's like, "Motherfucker, I am gonna show you what I'm gonna do with this guitar." And they just rocked out, and they won that crowd over big time. By the end of that set, The crowd was on their feet cheering them. But understand, it was an African-American band in a world that African-Americans were not around. There were no black metal bands at this time. And even in, the Sunset Strip, it was like they were opening for Motley Crue and opening for, all these early 80 bands, opening for Judas Priest. And they got a lot of resistance because of the way they looked. So Spacey T, being that groundbreaking guitarist, he made friends with Grover Jackson. Grover Jackson, as you know, owned Charvel and the brand Jackson. And he had just made Randy Rhoads the first Jackson branded guitar, the Concorde. So he goes to Grover and he says, look, I want to stand out. I want something special. And Grover says, I got just the thing. And he hands him this guitar, which you see in early Charvel magazine ads and pinups. And it's a very historic guitar. Johnny? Look at that thing. Now that's definitely girls that don't know what you're looking at. This was the prototype for the Jackson Soloist. This was the very first one made. This was made at the same time as Randy Rhoads' Concorde. So look at the signature. That's the same signature artist that drew on Randy's Concorde. This was the prototype. You'll notice the small body, and it's a combination of neck through set neck. Look at that.
Big neck joint.
Huge. But this was the
first it has crown tuners on it.
It has crown head tuners and a banana headstock.
Yeah.
So think about that. One humbucker.
That's a Bill Lawrence.
Bill Lawrence pickup. This is original. Look at that volume knob. That's original too.
That knob is as big as your balls.
Yeah, baby. And then you got, some decals that he got over the years that he put on there. You have the sound barrier logo. You have the red and black attack decals. You have Gangland, which was the band formed right after Sound Barrier broke up. And you have Reggae, and you have Wild Style, because Spacey T is part American Indian. And if you look in here, it's carved Tracy, which is Spacey T's name, in case anyone ever stole it. But Grover Jackson basically said to him, look, here's a new guitar. You're going to be, because you're groundbreaking, you're different. You're the first black metal guitarist really in a major band making that tour scene. You're facing a lot of opposition. I want you to have something that everyone's going to look and say, what the fuck is that? And that was the first Jackson Soloist. So this thing toured all over the world because eventually Sound Barrier got recognition. Their first album took off. Their second album, there it is right there.
What's on the truss rod cover?
On the truss rod cover.
What does it say on the above where the headstock is? What does it say on the thing above the nut?
I think it just says custom.
Okay. All right. That might be what it said on his.
Yeah, because this was one of a kind at the time. And again, built the same time as Randy Rhoads guitars. This was another idea that Grover came up with that was groundbreaking at the time. And if you look at the Charvel ad that says, Charvel, it's the company you keep. It's a very famous ad. Johnny, bring that up. Charvel, it's the company you keep. You'll see that Grover basically took all these rock stars playing Charvels, and he took Spacey T with this Jackson, and
I know that picture.
I've seen that picture.
Oh, there he is. Oh, he's right in the front.
Yeah, he's right in the front. He's
Grover
kneeling down, right?
Yeah, Grover purposely put him in front because he wanted it known. Here's the first Jackson soloist, front and center of this ad that has everybody and their mother. I mean, you see everyone. Steve Vai's in there, Vinnie Vincent's in there. All these guys. Mark Ferrari, Amir Derekash, I mean, all the 80s guitarists of the time. But he wanted Spacey T front and center with that very first soloist built. And if you zoom in on that photo, Johnny, can you bring it closer to where the guitar is? Look on the headstock. Spacey T had a red, he always took a red fishnet stocking and hung it off the headstock. And everyone wondered, what the fuck is that guitar? You know?
Mm-hmm.
Because when have you ever seen a Jackson soloist with a headstock like this?
Never.
And everyone was wondering, who is that guy in front? Grover Jackson made sure that Spacey T and Sound Barrier stood out to everybody because he wanted to promote them. Black Metal Band was groundbreaking at the time. And then they came out with their second album and their third album, and they were good. If you listen to Sound Barrier, Born to Rock, go on YouTube, not now, but go on YouTube afterwards. Play the two songs, Born to Rock and Rock Without the Roll. Those were two big hits for them in the early 80s, and it carried them. And they influenced. I went to see the tribute show to them at the Whiskey recently, featuring Living Colour, featuring a lot of black bands that
Tom Morello was Tom Morello up there.
Said, without Sound Barrier, there would be no Living Colour, there would be no Tom Morello, there would be no Suicidal Tendencies, Terrence Hobbs. There's so many black metal players were influenced by Spacey T and Sound Barrier, and this was the guitar that led the way, and it was the guitar that brought you guys the Jackson Soloist. This is it. And again, it's one of a kind. Spacey T went on to the band Fishbone, and recently they reformed Sound Barrier, and they've been touring around. And Spacey T now plays an 8-stringer. Mind-blowing guitarist. If you get a chance, Google or go on YouTube and go Sound Barrier, I'm Just a Man. That's their new single. Terrific band, monster player. I'm going to have Spacey T on the show one day, and I'm going to have him tell you all the stories he told me, what it was like being a black band touring around 1980, 82 down south. Your mind will blow up. So for Black History Month, this is my tribute to you guys. Huge round of applause. Sound Barrier, Spacey T, and Grover Jackson right there. Yeah, headstock, baby. Very historic guitar.
Very nice.
There you go.
All right, I gotta go. Hi, Brandy.
Who do you got there? Hi, Brandy. Oh my God, Dave, come on.
She wants to be in video today. Look at that. Look at her. Hi, girl. Hi.
And yeah, Joe Hervey, Terrence Hobbs. I'm friends with Terrence. He's a terrific player. Really great. If you guys are familiar with Suffocation, Terrence Hobbs is just incredible. But all these guys were blazed through by the band Sound Barrier, and they're terrific. Check out on YouTube later the 3 songs I told you. Rock Without the Roll, Born to Rock, and I'm Just a Man. You'll be blown away.
Mm-hmm.
Who's the other player that plays an 8th string right now? Another African American player. What's his name?
John Biel.
No, it's
Yeah, John Biel. John Biel's African American?
No, he's on G3. He's usually the opener for G3.
Yes,
now.
Tosin Abasi. Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank
Tosin.
you, Hurry. Thank you, Jason Lee. Tosin Abasi, another influenced by Sound Barrier.
Yeah.
Total groundbreaking band. Terrific music. I found them back in 1982, and this was funny. I grew up in a very mixed race part of New York, and a buddy of mine came up with me, and he basically came up to me. He's like, "Hey, none of my friends that are brothers listen to metal. Do you like heavy metal?" I said, "I love heavy metal." And he's like, These guys are a black band, but they're metal. You want to listen to them with me?" And I said, "Yeah, sure. Let's check it out." And it was the first Sound Barrier album, and I was an immediate, instant fan. Just loved them.
Mm-hmm.
So check them out. Sound Barrier, the band, and there you go. That, boys and girls, is today's show and tell guitar for Black History Month.
Nice. Vista Light, 1972. Brandy is 12 years old.
Brandy!
She's 12 years old. And she wants to go to bed. What are you doing,
Bernie?
Brandy? Get out of the way,
Bernie Kimball is a terrific frontman. If you listen to Sound Barrier, he's a great frontman. Great frontman. They played at the Whiskey recently a few times. They're terrific. Check out their show if you can. I'm sure they have a Facebook page. And just check them out. Sound Barrier. Terrific.
All right, guys.
Yeah,
I got to go. I'm going to say goodnight real quick. Good night, everybody. See
Good night,
you Friday
Dave.
night. We have a guest on Friday night, a good friend of mine. And we will see you all Friday night.
Of course I'll be there.
Yes, I know. Well, you're not a guest. In fact,
Johnny,
you're-
you going to stick around with me?
Yeah. Why not?
I got to go. I'll talk.
Dave, have a good one, brother. Johnny and I will stick around for the rest of the show.
Great guitar, John.
Thank you, bro. You too.
Bye-bye.
All right. So that was today's show and tell guitar. Let's pop back. I know I had a little more metal news. Well, actually, this is interesting. I go to NAMM every year, and I love the NAMM exclusive guitars, the ones that are made specifically for the show. The custom shop show-off guitars.
Mm-hmm.
There was one that was a Fender Stratocaster, maybe like 4 years ago, 5 years ago, that I thought was really badass. I didn't buy it, but I was like, wow, that's a really cool one. It was a mix of turquoise and gold sunburst, kind of like, like a rising sun graphic, but it looked like gold leaf with turquoise stripes and like a gold pick guard. It was a Fender custom shop. I thought about buying it. I thought it was super cool. And, I didn't want to buy it, but I always thought about it. I saved photos of it. I always wondered whatever happened to that guitar. So just out of the blue, the other day, I happened to get an email. Sometimes I get these emails of houses in my area for sale. And, sometimes I love to look through these multi-million-dollar mansions and whatnot. Not that I could afford one, but this one's in Hidden Hills, California. And I saw this come across my email, real estate listing. And I'm flipping through and I'm just looking through it. And I'm looking through all the photos of the house. It's like, oh, there's an indoor pool. That's cool. I have a bathtub that's very similar. And, I'm just looking at it and looking through the photos. And I get to this one photo and it's a guitar room. Like on the real estate listing, it's showing, there's a room that the seller collects guitars, and lo and fucking behold.
Is that the guitar with the Fabergé egg?
No, not that one.
Have you seen that one?
I have seen that one, and they do versions of it every year at Fender. like this, $100,000 guitar. This was like an $8,000 showpiece, but it was playable. It was really cool. And I thought about it. I went back and forth. Should I buy it? But there were others that caught my eye, so I didn't wind up doing it. But I'm looking through this real estate listing and I see that the seller of the house has a guitar room that they show a photo of. And I look at this shit. Look at that. Right? And then I look at the photo and I have a real eye for catching specific guitars. I look against the wall and there's that fucking Fender with the aqua and the gold. I don't know if you could fucking see it. There you go. Just under the big
I found it.
You see that?
I found it. Oh, it's
right there. There it is. That's the guitar that I almost bought. How crazy is that shit?
I just found a picture of that guitar.
Right?
It's this
You found
one
it
right.
online?
It's this one right here, right?
Hold on. Yes, that's it. How crazy is that? Right? That's the guitar. And I saved photos of it. But there it is. I guess if I bought the house, he'd probably throw the guitar in.
Mm-hmm.
But I thought that was hilarious. I was like, oh, I almost bought that guitar. I guess if I buy the house for $26 million or
Wow.
yeah, this is one of those moments like I want to meet the homeowner.
Mm-hmm. That's not a bad guitar.
It's a beautiful guitar, right?
I mean, it's Van Halen-ish, with the
It has that, Amanda just said exactly what I was thinking. It has kind of an Egyptian vibe because of the gold on it. What really threw me off was if you look, and this is the last reason I didn't wind up buying it. The stripes, the sunburst rays coming on the body didn't line up with the ones on the pick guard. If they would have lined up on the pick guard, I would have totally bought it. I was on the fence.
And also, if you look, because of the reflection on the pick guard, it almost looks like a 12-string on the pick guard.
Well, it's a mirrored pick guard.
Yeah,
but it's
like you see like the 6 strings here, but you look here, it looks like there's double.
But it's like if you have a rising sun graphic on your pick guard and the rays are going across the body, they should have lined them up better. If they would have lined, I mean, look, I love the guitar anyway. At this point, I'm probably regretting a bit not buying it. I mean, I can't really call the real estate agent and say, hey, yeah, I'd like to look at the house. Oh, great. Yeah. So you interested in the house? No, but can you tell the seller I want to buy this guitar from them? Shauna Marie Singh says, John, obviously he's selling the house to pay for his guitar habit. That's probably what I would do. But I mean, it's a really good looking guitar, right?
Mm-hmm.
And if you look in this guy's guitar room, he's got like one of those Vi gems made of acrylic. What were those?
Let's see if we can find a picture of this room.
Yeah.
What would I call it?
The Mancuda Mansion. Go on realtor.com. Now everyone's going to like call up to buy to see this house. Go on realtor.com. The property is in Hidden Hills, California, and you can't miss it. It's asking $26 million. Which is about $26 million more than I have. So I'd like to make an offer on your house. How much? $800,000. I'm sorry, what?
Is this it?
It's 5824 Jed Smith Road.
I'm afraid
I have no problem giving out the address because it's on public listings.
I'm afraid if I go to the website, I'll start getting like all kinds of spam.
No, you have to sign up for it. I signed up for it.
Because realtors, you know how they,
Well, don't put in I'm interested in the property. Just click on the, go to the link. 5824 Jed Smith Road, Hidden Hills, California. You'll see a $26 million mansion. Like Thurston Howell III collects 80s guitars.
24. Okay. Oh, it's in stock. It's in stock.
Yes.
It's in stock.
It's in stock. Because the houses, they stock them up. It's like Guitar Center. Oh, we'll get you another one.
Okay.
You see the house?
I see the house. I see the pool. How do I switch the pictures? Oh, wait, here we go.
There's 30 photos. Go to the one with the guitar room and bring it up on the screen because there's a lot to look at in this guy's guitar room.
That's a nice pool.
It's a gorgeous pool. That pool is like Lake Erie. I mean, the thing's huge.
Look at the wine. Look at the wine collection.
Dude, I could look at a million things. What it is, it's a Star Wars collector. He's got replicas of like all these Star Wars masks and movie props and everything.
Oh, he has a huge room. Yeah.
Yeah, he has a couple of huge rooms. It's the whole house is like Star Wars themed. He's got like a movie theater in there that's decorated like part of the Death Star.
Wait, what's the guy's name?
I don't know.
Because this sounds. This is very familiar.
I probably know this guy is the funny thing because obviously I'm tied into the world of movie props, from being on the TV show Hollywood Treasure. I know most people in that industry. So it's like, I'm sure I know this guy like without knowing, oh, that's your house,
Mm-hmm.
But like go to the guitar room.
I got to switch things. It had me on the
so
wrong.
I'd like a bigger one.
It had me on the wrong screen.
Yeah, I'd like a bigger thing. There you go. For those looking, 6 bedrooms, 7.5 baths, 18,000 square feet. Blue Rhino, come on, we're moving in.
Look at that.
We'll get
tennis
to the
court. And look,
let's get to the guitar.
One car.
He's probably got 20 cars in the garage. And like I said, I probably know this guy.
He probably has a land speeder. Yeah.
Well, he's got a replica speeder bike, and he's got like a lot of Star Wars replicas of like all sorts of stuff. He's got, he's got a cantina downstairs, and he's got all sorts of, replicas of the creatures and replicas of stories. He's got a stormtrooper room, all sorts of cool shit.
Oh, I like that. Is that the dining room? I like that dining room. I like that.
For dinner.
I like that.
Yeah. Well, Johnny, 26 million. You're almost there.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Okay,
Scroll down to the guitar room. Well, you see, you got stormtroopers everywhere, and I mean, this is badass. This is all the shit I love. I mean, you add boxes of comic books, and I'm home.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say condoms.
Yeah. Well, listen, if you have a house like that. It's hot and cold running women. Even Tracy Lords is coming over. Do you mind that I'm old and grizzly? Look, you have a bar with Greedo and Snaggletooth, and it's like Moss Eisley kind of.
Snaggletooth is actually at the bar.
Yeah,
remember when we walked past that cantina and it was closed in Hollywood?
Oh yeah, I've been in that. That's the scum and villainy cantina in Hollywood. I've been there. That's great.
I was watching the stream last week or something of somebody who went in there, and so I got to see what it looked like.
Oh, it's great. It's great. I've hung out there. It's great. It's a geek bar. It's great. You come in cosplay. You can come as a Star Wars character or superhero, whatever. It's very cool. It's like a little Comic-Con bar. It's awesome. And I'm a geek's geek. You guys know that in the audience.
Oh yeah.
3PO and R2. Get to the guitar room.
Look at that. Well, for the Star Wars fans, look at the movie room.
I said it looks like a room in the Death Star, right?
Yeah, it is.
Dun 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 dun. Dun. Yeah.
Okay. Where are we?
And I was blown away that like there was just this giant guitar collector room in the real estate listing, and like I said, I look on the wall and there's that fucking guitar. Yeah, there's
Oh my gosh!
there's an indoor pool that goes throughout the house. So you can swim from your living room to your bedroom if you want.
I'm going to bed. And you swim.
Yeah, if you're listening to this on the podcast, it's an indoor pool in the living room. In the living room, like behind the couch. You get in, then you swim down the hallway through. It goes through like multiple rooms. So you go through like your guest bedroom. Hey, how you doing? Just doing a little backstroke, and then
Just swimming by.
Yeah, you swim up into the kitchen for lunch. You swim upstairs. You swim upstream. You like a salmon. And you swim past the Star Wars Cantina room and past the Stormtrooper room, which has like, every version of a Stormtrooper helmet on shelves. It's really cool.
Yeah, we saw that. And eventually you swim outside, it looks like.
Yeah, and you could swim outside to this massive pool, which is like, Jesus, it looks like a fucking lake. It's so big. Yeah, the house is 18,000 square feet. You're going to get your money for your $26 million.
You said you might know this guy.
I must know this guy because A, he lives around here. B, he's a huge Star Wars collector, which means I'd probably know him through like either Hollywood Treasure or the auctions or the movie prop collectibles fan base that, I'm known in. And he's a guitar collector. So chances are I could know him through that. There's a lot of reasons I probably know this person without realizing I know this person.
It'd be somebody that's really in shape because they swim all throughout their house.
Listen, I'm a lard ass, and I have flabs over my abs, and believe me, I would have a pool like that. Yeah, I'd say, yeah, it's great. I have a pool, and all I do is float around in a fucking inner tube. So can't go by that.
You can float.
Jam that he probably never uses either, and I wouldn't either.
It's like I'm gonna float to the kitchen. It's dinner time.
Yeah. Hey, float a grilled cheese down into the living room. You got to buy a little remote little motorboat.
Man, well now it's daytime. Now we're outside. There's the garages.
Get to the guitar room. We'll be here all night looking at this guy's swimming pool, which goes on forever. This is like floating down the Mississippi. It's so big.
Oh my gosh. Huh? Oh, great.
You passed?
There's no guitar room. I scrolled through all the pictures.
Tell me they took that down.
It must have been a picture. It must have been like really small then, right?
No, it was one of the full-size photos in one of the rooms. Unless he suddenly got contacted by all these guitar geeks, and they're all like, "Hey, you want to sell that Satriani Silver Surfer guitar? Hey, you want to sell that Dime guitar? You want to sell that PS10? You want to sell that Charvel Star?" Actually, I see another NAMM guitar or two in there.
It must have been one of the first pictures.
Let's take a look. He's got a couple Lynch replicas. He's got some Kiss guitars, nothing celebrity owned, but like, he's got some PS10s. He's got a Kiss Washburn. He's got a Satriani, a JS with the Surfer on it. He's got a Frankenstein. He's got a Rhodes Concord. He's got a George Lynch Mom Skull and Bones guitar. He's got a George Lynch Flaming Skull guitar. He's got
I went through all the pictures. There's no room of guitars.
Really? They took that down? You know what, Kai?
How many times were you knocking on the door?
Yeah, I know, right? I was sleeping outside. They're like, there's some creepy guy in a pink hat.
Did you swim over there?
Johnny, if I send it to you on Facebook, can you throw it up?
Can I throw it? Will I throw up? I think I can.
Let me see.
But it's not. This is the right house, right? This isn't a different house with all this stuff.
No, that's the right house.
Yeah. No, there's no picture of guitars.
It's definitely the right house. Hold on a second, because I want the audience to see this, because this is fun. Let's see.
Maybe there's a different.
I'm gonna send you the photo of the guitar room on Facebook. I'm just gonna PM it to you right now.
Okay.
Hold on. Because this is a room worth seeing for the audience. I know I was like floored by it. I was like, damn, it's nice to have that kind of money. Right?
Oh yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't know, but Johnny, you would know.
Dude, where I live in basically 2 rooms.
Yeah, look, you'll tuck in the chickens, but they're upstream. All right, I just sent it to you via Facebook Messenger.
All right, let's see. No, where I live, what you guys are seeing right here, this is basically my entire place is basically 1 room with a bedroom.
That's the whole house. Jason Lee says he thinks he recognizes Tracy Lords having filmed some scenes in that house.
Wow. Okay. All right, I got it.
By the way, we have a lot of people in the chat. If you guys could leave a thumbs up, especially for seeing the first Jackson Soloist prototype, leave a thumbs up. We'd appreciate it. Subscribe, leave a thumbs up while we're looking this up.
Wait a minute.
Take a second, hit the thumbs up button, hit the like button.
Let me make sure. How can I share the screen with there's no preview? I want to make sure I'm showing.
Not showing that penis pic I sent you the other night.
I don't want. Yeah, but people shouldn't see all the. Oh, he's got a Van Halen.
He's got all that stuff. Pull the photo up. Everyone's got to see this room. Shauna Marie Singh says, "I'm married to the wrong man." Yeah, listen. For a $26 million house, I'm suddenly interested in that guy. I'm a straight man, and I'm interested in that guy.
Okay, well, let me close this.
He's got a room of glory holes, probably. It looks like cubbies in the wall. It's just glory holes.
Okay, I just want to make sure I don't share. It says I'm going to share Messenger, but I want to make sure.
Shauna Marie's house hunting. She's like, "Hey, honey, why don't you make $26 million a year?" Now, this has got to be someone probably in the movie industry or something. I mean, Hidden Hills, that's Calabasas, and there's a lot of industry people over there. I hang out over there sometimes. I mean, they don't like me hanging out over there, but the police are always shooing me away.
Crap. Let me figure out how I can show this.
Metal Soda says it's the Glory Hole Castle. Wouldn't that be funny if that's how the guy made that $26 million to buy that house? Well, I've been working the glory holes since the 60s. I made all this money sucking dick.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Jesus. Okay. I'm trying to figure out how I can show this without sharing Messenger because I don't know what that's going to show. I don't want to accidentally show messages and stuff.
See, I want to go in and see the guy's house. I don't want, the real estate agent won't know that I'm dead broke. They'll be like, "Yeah, oh, Mr. Mancuda, yes, we'd actually love to show you around the house. So this is the kitchen. Please stay out of the refrigerator." I'd be raiding the fridge, and well, I can't buy a $26 million house on an empty stomach. You can't expect me to do that. Of course. Yes, take a piece of cake, I suppose. Yeah, and then I walk in the guitar room. Well, certainly I've got to plug these in. It would behoove the seller to throw some of these in into
there
the
we
deal,
go.
right? Well, I suppose. Be careful of the glass, Miss Mancuda. That's all right. That's all right. You could fix that. Sorry. Ah, jeez. Glass doors, I didn't realize. Sorry. You have a gun collection? Oh, sorry. Didn't mean to set that off.
And what's this thing in this drawer?
Yeah. Oh my! He has a dildo collection. I'm so sorry. I didn't realize he's one of the foremost dildo collectors. Wouldn't that be funny if it's like the creator of the fleshlight? It's like, well, I was poor until I discovered. I came up with the idea for the fleshlight. Oh, we sell Johnny Beane fleshlights on our website.
Oh man.
He's got gumball machines with like 8 balls of cocaine.
Oh, I can really scroll. I can really scroll in here.
Yeah, that's great. Okay, but you know what? You don't have to pixelate it, but bring it back and go through the wall. Look at the guitars this cat has. Go to the left side first.
Oh, I can't. I
Okay,
can't.
well, just bring it in a little bit.
Oh, there we go.
There you go.
Which left? This left?
Yeah, that left. Okay. So you got, let's see, what's that first one on the left? That looks like a Hammett, like a Kirk Hammett edition on the top, that black one with the orange sticker. That looks like a Kirk Hammett ESP. And again, these are all replicas. These are all, these are all, what do you call it? Tribute editions or whatever the companies call them. Endorsee edition.
Yeah. Well, that's definitely one of those.
That's a Kirk Hammett ESP, the black one with the orange sticker, top row left. Then going right, I think that's a Washburn. It's a Paul Stanley edition. Is that Washburn or Warmouth that made that? You see that cracked mirror one?
The Iceman?
It's not an Iceman. It's not an Ibanez. It's either a Warmouth or a
It's a Washburn. I can see the
Washburn.
headstock.
Okay, thank you, James Severin. Signature editions. That's
there we
right.
go. Let's scroll in enough. Oh, that says Washburn.
Okay, so that's a Washburn. Nice job. You didn't see that. There you go.
And there's a Satriani, 2 Satrianis,
Let's see.
3 Satrianis.
Yeah, you got one of, what is that? The floral, or not the floral, whatever that sketch one is. Then you got the Silver Surfer, and then that's a Chrome Boy right down below.
This one?
Yeah, that's a Chrome Boy right there. And then to the left, you have, oh, stop it. And then to the left, you have the Steve Vai, the Lucite one, the one that lights up, the gem. I forget what that is. Is that the
Nesdal, we know you're still watching this. What is that?
Let's see. And Shauna Marie, it very well could be a woman that owns this mansion. So I can't tell if it's a man or a woman. It's a Star Wars fan. It's a guitar fan. I want to be friends with this person, man or a woman.
It's a swimming fan.
Yeah, definitely someone who swims. Let's see. Then to the left of that, what's that Gibson? I don't know whose that is.
Whose Gibson is that? Just you can always ask the chat. We
Yeah,
got 90.
if you guys in the
got
chat,
100 people in here.
right in.
Whose Gibson is that?
And then to the left of that, that looks like a Slash copy to the left. I guess that's a Slash copy.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then let's see, go down. And then that's a George Lynch Screaming Skull.
There's a G&L hiding back there.
I see that. I see the headstock. I can't tell what it is.
Might be a Cantrell maybe or something. I mean, with all these
playing a James Hetfield and so's Metal Soda. Which one? Because the black one with the orange sticker, that's one of Kirk Hammett's.
This one.
Which one? Which one's
the Les Paul?
That's
a Hetfield, they're saying.
That one's a Hetfield?
That's what they're saying, yeah.
The Black Gibson?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Okay. Thank you. I didn't know that one. So you have the Screaming Skull ESP. That's a Lynch guitar. To the right of that is a Mom copy. That's the Skull and Bones. And that looks like, I don't know.
There's a bass right here. You can't even see. There's a bass.
That one there's not a. Oh, that's a bass. Yeah,
that's a bass right there. Yeah, it's hidden.
Maybe a Schecter. What do you think?
It's hidden.
I can't tell. I think it's a Schecter.
Well, it's a bass.
Yeah, there's a bass there.
It's a bass.
It's a bass. That's the Rebel bass.
The Rebel bass is upstairs.
And then you have that V at the bottom. Well, going across. Let's go from the flaming skull to the right of that. You have a mom. You have it looks like an ESP version of the Skull and Bones mom.
Oh, the rebel base is right next door because there's a stormtrooper.
And there you have the Frankenstein, the EVH Frankenstein. To the right of that, it looks yellow, but I'm gonna guess that just might be like a yellowed Rhodes copy.
Yeah.
Because it's right next to the other two Randy Rhodes guitars.
Oh, there's 3 of them in a row there.
Yeah. Well, you got a Concord down below right corner, and you have
that's a Hendrix V right there.
Yeah, you look like a version of the polka dot Rhodes guitar there. And then you got is that a what is it? The a Hendrix? Is that the Hendrix V?
Right there, yeah. That's a Hendrix V.
That's a Hendrix. And I don't know whose that is to the left. To the left, you know what? I do. To the left, that one on the ground. Go to the left of that. Right behind the bass. That's a George Lynch V. That's that weird V that he played in one of the videos.
Let's see.
Or replica of it. I think that's that. Because it's right between the stop. I think that's a Lynch V because that looks like.
Is this an Atari V?
It's got all the controls.
It's a Minecraft V.
That's Pac-Man. It's all pixelated. All right, bring it back. Let's see. So that's another Lynch V, and there's the bass. So that's the left wall. Go to the right wall. Let's see what's over there. See if we could ID that. Let's see what we got. Yeah, this Jason Lee said it exactly. This person is totally into signature models. Now, all right, from the left side top, you have an Ibanez Iceman, so that's a Paul Stanley. You have to the right of that a Mr. Horsepower with the 5 pickups.
Mm-hmm.
You see that the yellow with the flames. That's a Mr. Horsepower right there.
Yeah, the Spinal Tap.
Yeah. Now, to the right of that, now I'm not good with like the Gibson ES 335s and I'm not good with the big semi-hollow body guitars. So you guys got to forgive me on that stuff.
That's some sort of resonator.
I'm just looking. I don't recognize any of those, and it's probably on my stupidity for that. I'm sure one could be like a BB King or a Rick Springfield or whatever. I don't know them. I don't know a lot about semi-hollows. Going to the second row, I recognize the blue Lightning. That's obviously a Deane. That's a dime bag guitar. If you go to the far right middle row, that's that guitar I almost bought, the NAMM guitar that I really like still. That's that aqua and gold sunburst. There it is. Mancuda almost bought that guitar, and you know what? It found a way better home than mine. James Severin says that may be a signature Stray Cats guitar. You may be right because I remember he played a lot of those semi-hollows.
Yeah, he played the Gretsch like these.
A lot of guys did, and I recognize on the bottom row, third from the left, there's a yellow and blue diamond target star guitar with a Strat head. That's one of the Charvel Legacy Series guitars. I recognize that. So that was one of those limited when they brought back all the old school graphics, like in the 2000s range. I remember that. And I think to the right of that, I'm looking at it. I'm pretty sure to the right of that is a NAMM Charvel from a couple of years back, because I'm just looking that graphic that's poking out a little bit to the right of that yellow and blue Charvel star. I'm pretty sure that's one of the older NAMM graphics from maybe like 5 years ago. I thought I recognized that. That's what it looks like to me, just on, because I have a good eye to recognize that stuff sometimes. To the right of that, what does that look like to you, Johnny? The green, is that a Rickenbacker?
The one right there?
The one right, just to the right of that Charvel I just pointed out. Green one. What is that, a Rickenbacker? What does that look like to you?
No, that looks like I I wish this wasn't so grainy.
I know. And I can see right next to that's a nice PRS. To the right of that's like
There's a lot of guitars like hidden. You really have to look. There's like 2 guitars right here.
Acoustics. I don't give a frog's fat ass.
There's 2 guitars here.
Yeah, this good. I mean, the guy's got a cool ass guitar collection. Amanda Coombs says she just slipped on her drool. Me too, man. I mean, Jesus Christ.
He's got drums. Look at
Metal
this.
Soda says that's a green Duesenberg.
Look at this. He's got chairs or something. Or what are these? Are these music stands or what are those?
Those are just chairs, I think, right?
I think they're
Are they?
I think they're like high-tech music stands or something.
I don't know.
I don't know what they are. Look at this.
Dip my tiny penis in every one of those holes to get one of those guitars.
These are probably actual like jewels and diamonds.
No, come on.
And rubies.
what do you think? The guy's Aladdin?
With that house, those have to be.
Hobro Roadie says that might be a green Supro. Chuck Booth says, is that a Waylon Jennings Telecaster? Could be. Headstock Harem says, second row down, second over. Looks like a guitar that Tom Quayle plays. I mean, there's a couple Quayle I don't recognize, obviously.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Dan Quayle.
Dan Quayle. Potato.
What did he play? Did he play guitar? Didn't he? All those guys, they all play.
He played the skin flute, didn't he?
All those guys, they all play.
He's an accomplished skin flute player. He's probably got a torture dungeon as well with like different ball gags and Jesus Christ. But Dog PA says, unimpressed. I've been to Guitar Center in Hollywood. Look, Dog PA, I've been there too, but this is a lot of signature editions that you won't see in just a Guitar Center. You know?
Right.
Michael Smith says those are sex chairs. Yeah, so you probably just strap your victim down and just tilt it down and an oral occurs.
Oh my gosh.
That's one of the selling points of the house.
Well, I mean, it's right next to the drum set.
Yeah, if you like this guy's guitar room, please leave a thumbs up for us. And if you know whose house this is, send me a PM. And if it's your house and you're watching, please send me a friend request on Facebook if I'm not already friends with you. Because I have a feeling I know who this is. I just don't know who this is. I have a feeling this is like one of those casual friends that, you know, just like asks me about Star Wars movie props and like doesn't tell me he collects guitars too. Yeah. Look at that.
It's crazy.
Yeah, so this is a really nice guitar room. Like I said, I'm particularly jealous of that Fender I almost bought.
That's just 2 walls of the room. Imagine the walls behind the picture.
Yeah, that's a good point. There's probably, if those 2 walls are that packed, there's probably 2 more walls behind where the camera was that we're not even seeing.
Yeah.
Rena says it's his house. Me too, buddy. Me too.
That's yours?
Yeah, I wish. I'll tell you one thing. I don't hang up my guitars on hangers like this. Not in Los Angeles, because one good earthquake, baby, and you're talking like fucking neck snap city. All you find is like a wall of headstocks in the morning.
Right.
But that's a great guitar room, right?
That's an amazing house.
Yeah, I mean the house goes without saying.
I mean, just the pool throughout every room. How come that doesn't go through this room?
Yeah, I don't know why the pool isn't in the guitar room. You swim to your guitars and someone drops an electric guitar in the water and electrocutes everybody. Let's touch back on something in music news, because I've had enough being envious of this poor guy's house. Poor guy. I'm the poor guy. My hovel. Welcome to my hovel.
Wow. And yeah,
Rhino's already packing his bags to leave me.
This is awesome. We're over 2.5 hours into this, and we still have like almost 100 people here. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Make sure to subscribe.
and leave a thumbs up, please. And by the way, that's probably the owner of Bang Energy Drink. Or, you know who might own that house? Pete Punchowski, the founder and owner of Swiss Picks, probably owns that house. He could. Maybe it's Pete's. I don't know.
You think that's his place?
Probably not, but if he is, I want to hang out with him more often.
He just liked one of my Facebook posts the other day, or Instagram pics or something.
Well, Pete's good people. Yeah, I mean, we love Pete. We love Pete of Swiss Picks. And you know what? It could be, look, it could be the owner of FU Tone. You never know, right?
Who knows?
Could be a couple of guys. Let's touch back on something in music news that caught my eye. I don't usually watch this show, but there's a show out there.
This one?
Yeah, I don't usually watch the Johnny Beane channel. I don't usually watch Talking Guitars and 80s Metal Live. No, there's a show on TV called The Masked Singer. And yeah, you know what this is. This is basically a bunch of mystery celebrities and singers, some non-musicians that can sing, and they dress up in these elaborate costumes, and they go in front of a panel and an audience, and they sing, and you try to guess who it is, and eventually they unmask it, and it's like, oh my God, it's, whoever the fuck it is. Anyway, so I don't usually watch the show, but one of our viewers brought it to my attention that there's a character on the show this season dressed up as a giant banana. And it's very obviously, from watching it, it's Bret Michaels of Poison. There's not a question in my mind that it's Bret Michaels of Poison. Some people like, oh my God, I didn't realize it's someone from this band, and sometimes it's this boxer that you never knew could sing, and sometimes it's this politician you never knew could sing. But this time, without question, this banana is Bret Michaels of Poison. And the way you can tell, first of all, you listen to the song. When he's singing in that banana costume, there's no mystery. It's Bret's voice. If you're a Poison fan, you know Bret Michaels has a very distinct voice. Without that, the way he comes on stage, the way he shuffles and moves, and he does these hand gestures into the audience like this, you can match that banana with Bret Michaels in a video point for point. So if you happen to be watching, or your relatives happen to be watching, or your friends happen to be watching The Masked Singer, you can astound them with your knowledge that the banana on that show is fucking Bret Michaels of Poison. And they'll be like, really? How do you know that? Shut up. It's Bret Michaels of Poison. And it's terrific because it's kind of cool seeing Bret dressed as a giant banana. Because why not? It's fun. But there you go. And for those that want to see what it looks like, there's the photo. Let's see if I can get that. There you go. That's what he looks like dressed as his banana. Can you see that, Johnny?
No. Although I found a website, and Nesdal's still awake. He's asking us whose house that is now.
Yeah. Dave's reconsidering. He's like, some of my career choices, perhaps. Is that guy hiring? Here, let's see if I can get a better view now. Let's see. Can you see that now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm on a website, but it's like a cartoon. Whose banana is on The Masked Singer? Panel
Johnny's just Googling Bret Michaels banana. He's getting all these photos. He's getting Penthouse. Oh boy.
Oh, so somebody guessed that maybe that's Bret Michaels.
Yeah, that's not even a question. It's not even. I watched that video. Someone pointed it out to me, and I watched the video, and I'm like, "Is there? If you're a Poison fan, it's not even open to debate. But if you're not familiar with Poison or Bret Michaels singing or his style, trust me, guys and girls, you're gonna watch that show and be like, Mancuda said that's Bret Michaels. Sure as fuck, that will be Bret Michaels. And I know it's not Vinnie Vincent." Because not only does Vinnie Vincent not sing, but he would never show up.
Oh.
big. There you go. So there you go. Masked Singer. It's Bret Michaels that's dressed as a giant banana. I don't know where the fuck he finds time for it, but hey, God bless him.
I'm trying to I've got a cat that's climbing all over the place here.
All over the place. There you go. That's him. What's he called? The Unity Banana? What?
Utterly Bananas is what it says.
Utterly Bananas is his stage name, dressed as a banana. Wouldn't you like to vandalize his costume before he goes on stage and just kind of draw like a circumcised penis head on the top of that costume? So he struts out. It looks like a giant cock. There you go. The Utterly Bananas. It's Bret Michaels. Let's see. In other music news, it was just announced. Now, those of you guys going on the 2020 Monsters of Rock concert cruise, we've talked about that. We said the lineup. We came out with it when they announced it, I guess late last year. So they just went public with part of the lineup for the 2021 Monsters of Rock cruise lineup. And listen to who's on this. The headliner is Alice Cooper, which is great news. Alice Cooper right now touring with Lita Ford, and that's really cool. So Alice Cooper is going to be the headliner for 2021 Monsters of Rock cruise, which is going to, let's see, leaving from Florida, going to Puerto Plata, Dominican Republic, Labadee, Haiti, a couple of nice places, yada, yada. Other confirmed bands that have signed up for the 2021 cruise, Crazy Licks, who, myself and Jay Hannon are big fans of, modern metal band, very, very cool. Eclipse, same thing. Kicks, the original Kicks lineup. LA Guns, shout out to my buddy Tracy Guns. Lit,
Yes.
Loudness. So get ready for your Akira Takasaki fix. That's really cool. Michael Monroe of Hanoi Rocks, Pat Travers, Pink Cream 69 for you Euro fans, Rose Tattoo, Saxon, very cool old school, Skid Row, and again, this is the same Skid Row that is minus Sebastian Bach. So good stuff, but kind of missing something, my own opinion. Tom Kiefer Band. And, I saw Tom Kiefer over the summer. Really, really great show. And a personal favorite band of mine I always talk about, XYZ. So that sounds like, and I'm sure more bands will be added as the time goes on. But that's the breaking news right now that they released this week of who's going to be in the Monsters of Rock cruise for 2021. And
That's cool.
Yeah, and I touched on Alice Cooper and Lita Ford are touring right now, and that's really cool. Lita's headlining, which is, really great. Lita puts on an amazing show, if you're not familiar or you haven't seen it. But here's the trick, and this kind of gets under my skin. They're offering these VIP meet and greet packages. And I we've talked about this on the show before. I'm so not a fan of these because it's like, I come from back in the day where okay, the show's over. Maybe you'd wait by the tour bus, get a signature or photo. Maybe you'd meet them at an album signing. If they're in a club show, you wait around the club. They'll eventually come out and hang out a bit. I'm not into the idea that you pay $2,500 and you get to meet Lita and get 2 items signed and a photograph, and then a very cheap guitar with her logo on it, like a BC Rich Bronze series, like a very, very inexpensive guitar, and she'll sign it. I mean, look, I'm all for hanging out with rock stars and meeting your heroes and whatever you're into, but that's a lot of cash. And then for $3,500, she'll take one of those guitars, play it on stage for a song, sign it and hand it to you. But I mean, $3,500 for like a $200 guitar, and she plays it for one song. Am I crazy? Is that just me? Would you guys shell out $3,500 for that VIP meet and greet? And nothing against Lita. Look, I get it. They're not making the album sales money they once were. They're not making residuals the way they were. They're not getting paid for airplay. Concerts aren't selling the way they were. I get you got to make money somehow, and I support that. But come on, $3,500 a person for a meet and greet? I can't see that. What do you guys in the chat think?
There's fans, there's fans that will pay that. But
I'm not saying there's not fans that'll pay that.
I think it's a very small percentage, I would think.
And again, I see like a lot of people, and again, this isn't against Lita. I get it. You got to make some cash. You got to make a living. And you're putting on a great show. I've seen Lita live. She's terrific. And she's a nice person. With that said, more money for a Kiss meet and greet. And, I've talked about the Rolling Stones meet and greet before, whatever, $30,000 to meet the Rolling Stones. For $30,000, Mick better be taking those lips and suck my cock.
Oh my goodness.
While singing Start Me Up. Yeah, no, come on. There is a price that would be a lot more fair. And there should be a basic, I know there's like a $250 package that you can meet her and I guess like get an autograph and a photo, but it's like still $250. Come on, just hang out after the show, for fuck's sake. I mean, these are fans. This goes back to me saying, like, people that charge for autographs. Come on. If it's just a real fan, and they want to show you some support. And again, I get it. All the Star Wars guys and the Star Trek guys, they charge a couple $100 for an autograph or more to take an autograph or a photo. I can't get behind that because fans are everything. To me, fans are everything. And fans deserve, for their support of you, they deserve to take a photo for free or a quick autograph. I mean, look, you want to have like a lunch where you're at the head of the table and 10 fans pay $200 or something to have lunch with you. Great. But for God's sakes, Ozzy Osbourne, a massive rock star, legend we were talking about. Just for fuck's sakes, he's Ozzy Osbourne. He's over at Amoeba Records the other day. And if you buy one of his records or one of his CDs or something, he's there signing it for you. And okay, he didn't want to take photographs. I get it. That's cool. No biggie. He's not feeling good about himself. He's shaking a little bit. No problem. He doesn't owe you that. But Ozzy Osbourne signs it. You just bring up record you signed, just like he did in the early 80s. And he'll sign it for you. And you get to shake his hand and say, hey, thank you, Ozzy, for the influence and what you gave us in metal and, all that sort of stuff. And like I said, nothing against Lita or Kiss or any of these bands themselves, but I love them. I support them. I don't want to pay thousands of fucking dollars for a $200 guitar and to say thank you for, being a great influence and I love your work. If you care about your fans, sign their autograph, take a photo, and say thank you to the fans. They're waiting in line to say thank you to you.
And by the way, Ned is trying to get a moth that's on the opposite side of the window.
Well, I need Ned at my house to chase out all the moths in my house. They're usually coming out of my empty wallet. I open my wallet, moths fly out at rapid speed. But that's, like I said, I know I'm on a soapbox, and I'm not trying to put down the artists.
Are you actually sitting on a soapbox right now?
Huh?
Are you actually sitting on a soapbox?
Yeah, I'm sitting. I'm sitting on a big butt plug. For those of you that can't see this in the podcast, yeah, Joe Hervey says if I got a pair of Lita's panties for $60, maybe I'd buy that. But Mick Jagger's would be $12,000.
Oh my God.
But you know what I'm saying.
Pantaloons?
This is why I said when I'm getting Ozzy's new album, which I will this week, I'm going to buy a physical CD, and I'm going to pay to buy it on iTunes to have it downloaded, because I want to support the artist to keep the metal product coming. I want them to make new albums, and I want them to make a living. So I will buy a physical album, but I am not paying for a fucking meet and greet, and I would never charge for a meet and greet. Not that anyone wants to fucking meet me. No, but I've talked about this before. I've done signings for shit, and I would never charge a penny other than the cost of the photo. Your fans are everything. So, they support you, you support them. And like I said, go check out Ozzy's new CD, Ordinary Man. Go look on YouTube, check out Sound Barrier.
Yeah, and we'll put all that stuff in the Discord.
Yeah.
Which we need to update from the past several weeks. Because nobody's over there.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, we need you guys in the Discord. At least join. Join.
Yeah, because why not, right?
Yeah. And
please leave a thumbs up, because it doesn't cost you $2,500. We don't charge you for the show, and you don't charge us for a thumbs up. It's a fair exchange, right? We appreciate it.
Yes, that's right. And I have to use the bathroom.
I think we've done enough show, Johnny. I think we could cut out.
Where are we? Well, if we go another 4 minutes, we're at an even 3 hours.
Oh, all right. So let's do another 4 minutes. Hold your piss. Johnny's gonna sit there. Now he's put his foot in his mouth. Now Johnny's like, yeah, we could do another 4 minutes of show. We'll make it an even couple hours. Johnny's sitting there right now with a turtle head butting his undies right now. He's sitting there clenching his cheeks. And he's like, Jesus Christ, I gotta take the most massive shit, and I gotta pee. He's twisting his cock into almost a knot to hold back the.
Why'd I say anything?
Piss. Huh?
What? Well, actually, you're killing time as you're saying that. So that's
for those of you guys that are watching, that are on YouTube, you're seeing Johnny do this. But for those of you guys in the podcast, trust me, Johnny is squeezing the lemons right now, holding back the flood. He's clenching his cheeks. He's waddling to the bathroom like a fucking penguin right now. Hold on, Johnny. Hold on. Because when you do the Johnny Beane meet and greet, you don't want to smell the shit that Johnny just left in his pants.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, those of you guys listening as a podcast, you're very lucky you're missing this visual. Because I'm telling you, Johnny's walking like a penguin to the toilet. His cheeks are clenched so tight. If you put coal between them, you'll have a diamond by the next hour. He's that tight. Which is, very good for, you guys in prison listening to this. You'd fantasize about that. By the way, thank you, Bang Energy Drink, for sponsoring me talking about Johnny's clenched balloon knot.
Well, see, you drink enough of those, you got to use the room.
Yeah. Thank you. But right now, our sponsors are just like pulling their hair out.
I'm hearing like a scratching sound. Where's Ned?
Yeah, right now, Ned is scratching at the back of your pants because he's wondering what's going on. And listen, the minute we go off the air, I'm going to rub one out, and I'm going to go get one of those KFC donut chicken sandwiches, because I'm really, really hungry, and especially after I rub one out, I'm really hungry. You know?
Mm-hmm. All right, 1 minute. We got 1 minute.
1 minute and counting. Johnny, hold it in. Johnny's right now thinking, I had those chili dogs for lunch. Oh my God. Chili dog. And I washed it down with all that sweet tea. Oh my God. Jesus Christ. Johnny's watching the clock like it's
No, I'm actually good. I'm good. But what did I have?
Johnny's got one of those piss bottles like Nesdal gifted me.
Yeah. No, I had a really good goat cheese baguette.
Goat cheese. No wonder you got your shit nagging at you.
No, it's awesome stuff. It's goat cheese, and it's got these. Are they onions or? I don't know what they are, but they're good.
Yeah, Joe Herpy. When I masturbate, it's like barbecue. I use a dry rub, and it's slow and low.